BaturDays, BaturDays. Omnidog in the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the bat. BaturDays, BaturDays, BaturDays in the BatCave.
Heyo, and welcome to BaturDays in the BatCave. OmniBeau's got his own mess too. That's boss, man. Welcome, OmniBeau.
Thank you very much. I watched the show. I was prepared.
Nice. From the AussieVerse, which means he, of course, is from the land down under. And look at all those beautiful Omnis right behind you. So we're going to be talking about Omnis, not them epic collections, or what else were we teasing about the other day? Epics? I don't know. Whatever. Galleries. No, I do like the treasury editions, like black, white, and blood ones. Actually, epics are fine. I don't care. But we're talking Omnis, because he's OmniBeau.
I know. We've both got Omni in our name. How cool is that?
What's that now?
We've both got Omnis in our name. How cool is that?
Yeah, Omni's ahead for everyone. Here is True Graphics. She's from Canada. I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Kane, my cookie buddy. Chris is here. Good to see you. Sharfood MDNY standing by for an awesome episode. I hope so. James is there with the bats. That's right. I have my little bat puppet that Astonishing Melanie gave me, and then her kids, well, mostly the littlest one, Alicia, goes around singing BaturDays in Omar's house, and that makes me probably the happiest ever of anything I could be happy about, because it drives them nuts. Earth's Geomancer, BaturDay again. We do it every 2 weeks, buddy. Kenny, heyo. Named after my nephew, Ryan Bragg. And there's Aria, who was there when I created it. 408. Booster Green, what up? Happy Sunday morning from Australia, guys. So you got a fellow Aussie in the conversation. I'm in trouble here already.
Sharif and Steve are the other two members of AussieVerse. So they're in the chat there.
Oh, and now are they part of are they in Australia, or they just are? Okay, yep. So they're both Australian too.
Yep.
So happy Sunday morning, right? Oh, here's Mr. Tex. I believe, Mr. Tex, didn't you send me this bitchin' Harley Quinn shirt? Or am I feel like it was Mr. Tex. There, yeah, fancy Harley shirt. Okay, so now we know. Yes, okay, good. I thought so. Thank you so much for it.
Hayden's got the best call and the best comment in the chat so far.
Yes, continuing his streak of having beautiful people on his channel. Hayden is a diehard fan. I love him. Love them. Here's Mary M. Hello, Justin OmniBeau. Hello. The Comic Slayer's here too. Hello, everyone. OmniBeau, are you a fan of either of my favorite Australian bands, The Living End or Ann Horse?
The Living End. Yes, yes, yes. I love those boys. They are fantastic.
Of course, I've never heard of either of these bands, which tracks with the Comic Slayer.
Well, we had a chat about The Living End on one of your live streams with Omnicat and her partner.
Okay. So that was last week. All right. That's when we talked about The Living End. All right. That does sound familiar. Here's what I was going to ask. Who is considered the quintessential Australian band, AC/DC or the Bee Gees? Do you consider the Bee Gees an Australian band since they left? moved to England and then became. Do you even know who the Bee Gees are?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm older than I look. I get told. So yeah, I do know the Bee Gees. But I'd have to say AC/DC. I mean, come on, you can't beat that, can you?
Oh, I'm not going to try. I saw him live with Bon Scott like 3 times back in the 70s.
Wow, that's cool.
Before I had an aversion to crowds. So before I get to the chat, let's find out a little bit about OmniBeau. Because as you can see behind him, there's a very impressive collection of Omnis. And that actually, Kenny asked a good question. Does OmniBeau own any DC Omnis, or are you primarily a Marvel fan?
No, OmniBeau does. This wall behind me is a quarter of the room. It's wall omnibuses. And I have DC all over there. And then I've got Marvel going all around. And then I've got the independent stuff over there.
Nice.
So yes, but I definitely am a Marvel guy. Sorry to say.
No, I get it. I'm primarily a DC guy, but I have a ton of Marvel Omnis, and I've read actually a fair amount of them. Okay, I've read some of them. Okay, I've never read any. No, I've read a good chunk. So the question I get is, I was in the Omnibus Collectors Facebook group, and 2 of the admins were Mitch and Sherlock, and they're both from Australia.
Yeah.
And they were always not complaining, but saying that they were lucky to get any books in any condition because it was so hard to get collected editions in Australia. And it's expensive, of course, when you roll in the money difference, and the main thing is the shipping, I imagine.
Yeah. Like it's I've told Omar a few times, it absolutely kills me whenever I watch his videos and he goes on about the prices of what they are there, because that is so cheap compared to what we have to put up with. Books aren't hard to get here. They're just very expensive. Very, very expensive, especially in the last year. I don't know what's happened, but
shipping?
Books in general.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When I started collecting Omnis, on average, your standard sized omnibuses were about anywhere from about $120 to about $150 each, and the bigger ones were about $200. But now, standard omnibuses are about $170, and the bigger ones are $250 each.
Wow, you have to be a dedicated fan to build a collection like you've built.
Yeah, well, it's funny because for the first time ever, I've always been on top of them. I've always made sure that I could pre-order and get it all. But now, for the first time ever, I have a list of the omnibuses that I've had to cancel, and I'm hoping to still buy all the new ones that have come out in the last 6 months. And it kills me, man. It kills me. You're like, I wanted to get X-Men 2099, Spider-Man 2099 Volume 2, Justice League International Volume 3, Iron Fist. I could go on for all the new ones that have come out, and I just haven't been able to afford them. So, got to do what we can do.
Right. Well, this probably isn't a good time for me to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Remember to go to Organic Price Books and use code OmniDog for $2 off. Save 5% off shipping 4 or more books together. Omnidog sit. I wonder if you would save 5% off shipping to Australia through Organic Price Books.
Well, one of my AussieVerse brothers there, Sharif, has just made a comment and said that's why I get mine from the US. And he's a smart guy. And what he does is I think it's in stock trades.
Yeah.
He'll buy about 4 or 5 at a time. And get them shipped over, and it ends up still being cheaper than buying them from Australia.
Oh wow! Oh, here's Samantha. Samantha's from New Zealand, the world traveler. Good to see her. Steve Roberts is yelling at you. He must be a friend of yours. Oh yeah, he's from He's an Australian too. Of course, I remember now. Haha. I thankfully got to see The Living End in the States many, many years ago on a tiny stage at Warped Tour. It was amazing.
They've played for the Queen before.
The Living End?
Yeah, I remember they did this royal celebration a few years ago where they had all these bands and comedians. It was some sort of festival, but it was all for the Queen. And I remember the Living End getting on and playing and being like, she can't possibly like this music.
Okay, I know I have it here. There's all kinds of scattered notes from just the last time I did the show with Kristen. No, that's comic books. No, that's comic books. No, that's comic books. Okay, wait. Let me go into my handy dandy book that Freddie gave me. No, that's comic books. I know I have a music section somewhere because I remember The Living End, but I think maybe people gave me mostly like shoegaze recommendations because that's what I really like. Okay, so I do know, and I really like Tame Impala.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. Steve Roberts is our music guru on AussieVerse. We've started incorporating music into the channel, and he does 5 minutes of metal. And every time we go to a gig, we take down a lot of footage and upload them as shorts as well, because we didn't want AussieVerse just to be about comics, even though it 95% is. So we wanted to expand it just a little bit and have some music in there too.
Okay, so what is AussieVerse then? It's your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Which is, I have a link for it down in the description below.
Thank you. I'm sure James is going to probably get onto that as well.
Oh, yeah. It's not up already.
He's the link god.
Yeah.
But yeah, AussieVerse started as myself and Sharif. We wanted to talk about comics and show off our collections and our hauls. Thank you very much, James.
There you go.
And very soon after that, Steve came on board. And we've had many, many interviews, mostly with Australian creators. We like to do some fun things as well with our hilarious new guy that's on board, Spedsy, Rob Spedsy Lyle. We do fantasy drafts, which are a lot of fun.
Fantasy drafts of what?
Like we want to create our own X-Men team or our own Avengers team. And we'll have about four people on the show. And
that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun because we start getting angry with each other because someone will steal the other person's pick and then you can't use it anymore. And then at the end we discuss whose team is better and what the comic would look like if it was a real team.
That's a great idea.
We've also got friendly arguments on the show between me and Spedsy where we pick a topic like, are omnibuses good or bad? Does art matter in comics? And we have a friendly argument about it. A new segment that's coming soon is called The Devil's Advocate, which is we put a clock on the screen and we have to present an idea for 1 minute and we have to defend that argument for a minute. For example, does Superman really need a cape? Or it can be even more. It can be even more stupid, like why can't The Walking Dead be called the Pogo Stick Dead? And we have to defend that argument for a minute. And we hope it's entertaining.
I want to see the defense for why they should be called the Pogo Stick Dead. That's you guys have a lot of great ideas. I'm surprised Omar hasn't stolen all of them. Wow. Those are great ideas. And I guess that helps when you have a team with you. Now, are those guys near you, or how did you connect with those guys?
So Steve, I used to work with over 10 years ago. Sharif, I met through the comic Facebook groups. He sold me a book or two, and then we became friends. And Rob Spedsy Lyle is actually an Australian comic book creator. He has some great books out there, and I've ended up buying and reading most of them. I need to get a few more of his, but if you Google him, he's got some really funny stuff out there called, for example, The Devil's Toilet, which is about a toilet in hell that becomes sentient. And
what, sentient?
becomes sentient.
Okay, I'm laughing already.
And goes into our world, and it's a toilet with like these big butch arms. But then he does a little bit more of a serious side as well, where he's got a comic called Sluggish that is about a slug that is going through depression and anxiety, and it's got a bit of humor in it, but it's really a comic about how to deal with mental health issues.
Oh,
And it's really good. I highly recommend both those titles.
does he have a U.S. publisher, or how would we get a hold of those?
So he's got his own publishing house. Psycho Janitor is what you should look up.
Okay,
And
slow down there. You got that Aussie accent. What is it again?
Psycho Janitor.
Psycho
Janitor, like the cleaner.
the cleaner.
Yeah, like a janitor.
Oh, janitor. Psycho. Okay.
Is my accent that
Okay,
bad?
I will translate. Psycho janitor. I love your accent, but let me go back to what Samantha said, something that she relates to what you said. I get what OmniBeau is saying. Nearly every book I buy now is pre-owned because Omnis are just too expensive here. I did a call with her last week, and I saw some of her collection, and she does have a good sizable chunk of Omnis. So she eventually she'll be on the show. She had a little bit of Wi-Fi problems, and we just decided we'd wait until, she does so much traveling. We waited till she just got a big long cord for her router, and we'd figure it out later. But she was interesting. She did have a ton of Omnis, and so she buys pre-owned. Is that an option for you there in Australia to buy used Omnis?
Yeah, absolutely. We run a Facebook group called Aussie Omnibus Collectors, and there's a lot of good deals in there for people from Australia. Such good deals that sometimes I get a little upset because I've gone and spent $200 on an omnibus, and then someone puts one in there for like $100, and I'm like, oh, why don't I just wait for that? But yeah,
I know that pain, because I'm always like, I still suffer from the 2016 through 2020 mentality, where you had to buy an omnibus on the first time it was out here in the States. If it got sold out, organic price books didn't exist, so I would get them from IST, and even 2016 through 2020 was ridiculous. We shouldn't really count that. That was like they'd sell out in seconds here. But now I think, and I'll give Omar credit, because I think he has helped Marvel start reprinting a lot more books, because it was years between like just say, for example, Annihilation, Conquest, War of the Kings, whatever, that 5-set Omni set of Omnis, one or other of those was out of print for like 4 or 5 years here.
Yeah.
And I love to, of course, to tease Omar, but I give him full credit where credit is due. I think the fact that David Gabriel reached out to him and listened to Omar has made a huge difference. I can't speak for DC because nobody knows what's going on at DC, but they've even reprinted some things like Infinite Crisis. They actually came out with both The Question Volume 1 and 2, which makes me think there's hope there. But I mean, I can just look at my collection of Marvel Omnis, and at one time or another, some of these things, like Daredevil by Bendis and Brubaker, both of those were major whales when I got into the game around 2014. And now they're just getting reprinted every other year or every year, stuff like that. but I did have a point. My point was I buy like the first day still, and then I'll see somebody in the Omnibus collectors group going, we're having a baby, got to put my books up for sale. And there's like 19 Omnis for $50 a piece. And I'm like, what the hell? Why did I not wait? Books are not, it's not like I'm getting to these books right away. I I could certainly wait 6 weeks to buy one because now they're just not going out of print.
Yeah. Well, I've been very, very lucky, honestly. Where first of all, is my volume okay? Can you?
Oh yeah, you're perfect.
I've been very, very lucky because when I started collecting Omnis, there was a big list of out of print omnibuses that I didn't know how I would ever get. And now, after all these years, I'm pretty sure I can count on probably one hand, maybe one and a half, of the out of print omnibuses that I still need, and it's really not that many at all.
How long have you been collecting Omnis?
Omnis specifically, probably about 5 years.
Okay.
Comics about 35 years or so.
Ah, good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, but I started going nuts on omnibuses around the time Absolute Carnage, I think, came out. I had maybe 4 or 5 Omnis in my collection. Everything else was trades and hardcovers. And then I bought Absolute Carnage, the omnibus, and I loved it so much, just the look of it and the completeness of it, that I said to myself, imagine what it would look like having a whole room of just omnibuses. That would look so cool. And I went, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to get rid of all my trades and my hardcovers and just buy Omnis. And 5 years later, it's worked. It's happened. Yeah.
Nice. You've built a nice collection. Yeah, I collected primarily floppies before I got into Omnis, and I finally just had it with all the boxes and boxes of floppies that I had, and was, if you think I'm bad on reading my Omnis, you should have seen the short boxes. I must have had 50 short boxes of floppies that I never got to. So at least I get to some of my books now. Okay, wait, here's a good question. Could it's translated in the, but I want to hear you translate that. One of your fellow Aussies already translated. Could OmniBeau translate these Aussie slang terms, please? Ankle biter, that sounds like a little dog. Aussie salute, that sounds like the middle finger. Bottler, that sounds like a drunk. Dag, dag. Joey sounds like a baby kangaroo. And tall poppy, that sounds like a bong. Okay. How close did I come to any of those?
I didn't even realize ankle biter was an Australian term. Yeah, okay. Well, that just means like a small child.
Oh, a small child. Okay. That's what my wife calls small dogs. Okay.
Aussie salute would be when you're out in the outback, which is nowhere near me, wiping the flies away from your face.
Oh.
Bottler.
Bottler, yeah.
Bottler. I think that means something really good. I don't hear that one, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, something really good. That sounds right.
A dag is, well, it's one of those mixes. It's a term of endearment / a put down. Like, oh, you dag. Like if you make a dad joke, or if you say something that's a bit stupid, you'll be called a dag because it means you're a bit of an idiot, but in a loving way.
In a loving way. Okay.
Yeah. A joey is a baby kangaroo. I don't know what other way a joey is.
Yeah.
And tall poppy, again, I didn't know that was Australian either. But
I've never heard of it. You
never heard of tall poppy syndrome?
Oh, it's a syndrome? What is tall poppy syndrome?
Well, it's not a legit syndrome, but that's the full term. It's someone successful who people try to bring down. So you're the tall poppy.
Oh, are they arrogant, successful people that need to be brought down?
Yeah, so to be like, hi, I'm OmniBeau, and I have a lot of omnibuses there, and that makes me the best in the world. You know, and it's like, well, no, we might have to cut that poppy down just a little bit.
Oh,
Bring it
cut
down to
that
earth.
poppy down. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Steve is confirming everything you said, except for DAG, but you used it properly. What we already covered why the prices were so high. Why? Okay, we're gonna get into Australian culture, which is actually good. Why is it called a chicken burger and not a chicken sandwich?
What do you mean? One's a burger and one's a sandwich. We have chicken sandwiches. If it's in a bun, like your Macca's and your Hungry Jack, Burger King in America, that's a chicken burger. If it's in 2 pieces of white bread, it's a chicken sandwich.
Oh, okay. Let's see if we have some more questions. I love it. I need to listen to Pond. Is Pond okay? I will. Okay, I'm starting my music page. Is Pond shoegaze there, Elon? Okay, Pond, because I just discovered I think I might have said this. I feel like maybe I said it on with Comic Slayer, but I found Soft Cult was a shoegaze band that's on Spotify, and I played it the other day. My wife generally hates all of my music, but she actually liked Soft Cult. It was a shoegaze band, and so we found something that I like that she would listen to. Mr. Tex, I used your code recently for big order. Just thank you. Fables Volume 16, good. Incredible Hulk by Vernon Casey. I didn't order that. DD Epic Collection, okay, good. And Batman Black Mirror Deluxe Edition, good. This is questionable. I know what Air Supply. I didn't even know they were Aussie. I would turn the radio off back when Air Supply came on. I believe it's a little after, what is it, 11 in the morning there?
Yeah, 10:30 a.m. So I just want to say, Jess, thank you so much for making this show at an Australian-friendly time, unlike that other guy. Thank you very much.
and Samantha, I was going to put Samantha on at like 1 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon. She said, "Oh, that's 5:30 a.m. here." I said, "Oh, so maybe Samantha, it'd be better if you showed up on BaturDays at 8 p.m. my time. That'd probably be better for you." Yeah, I guess Omar makes you get up in the middle of the night, because I know sometimes Peter M has to get up in the middle of the night at in New Zealand. Yeah. Oh, here it is. Rob Lyle, psychojanitor.com. There it is. Gary has a good question. What indie Australian-based comics should I be looking for in the US? Is there a leading publisher, or does Marvel DC dominate the market? So
you've got a lot of people that only buy the big 2. Obviously, I used to be one of them,
Sure.
And it wasn't until I read a couple of indie books that I couldn't believe how great they were. And then when I started AussieVerse, I started meeting a lot of the Australian community, and I just couldn't believe how many Australian comics are out there, and they're just so good. The best answer I can give you for that, Gary, is if you go to our sponsor, actually, for AussieVerse, it's ComX, which is COMX, ComX Studio. They are a website that have all the information about Australian comic book creators, artists, illustrators, and they also sell most of the Australian comic books as well. It's a really great website because it's really, really informative, and it's a big support to the Australian community.
Okay. Well, hopefully James has already put that up by the time we get down to it.
I feel sorry for James, because whenever we say something, I just see him going and trying to find it on the link.
He finds stuff on my side. I have almost 800 videos in my library. He finds them faster than I could. I'll mention some review I did back in 2018, and boom, it's in the chat. Elon says, "You should have just asked me to step in on Samantha's behalf, Jess. I'm always in the chat anyway. I have nothing better to do." Elon, challenge accepted. I may have you on the show because he was, oh, and I have to show some other things up. He was nice enough to send me a fabulous birthday gift, which I don't have on right now, and there's a reason. He sent me a red Lucy from Peanuts swatch, which is a great gift, but it's solid red. And for the first time ever, my wife said, "Your watch clashes with your outfit." And I said, "What are you talking about? It's just a watch, but it's red." And so now I have to be mindful of what I'm actually wearing and match it to like a neutral swatch. What have you done to me, Elon? Now all of a sudden I have to care about my watch. But what actually I should have put it back. We went out to lunch with some friends and I had a different shirt that the red watch clashed with. Blah blah blah. No one cares. Okay, good. Anyone else have the Rangers? This is NHL hockey. Games on 2 while watching the stream. Let's go Rangers. Oh yeah, I used to stay up during COVID for books coming out on IST because they sold out so fast. Yeah, we all got nailed. Right. Yeah, those keyboard ninjas. Do you do you enjoy watching the Wallabies, OmniBeau?
So something that I have trouble admitting to a lot of people here in Australia, because football is so huge here in Australia. That's Aussie rules, by the way.
I know Aussie rules.
Yeah. I actually don't like sport. And when I say what I do like, I'm going to have a lot of comments in the chat here, I'm guessing, saying that's not sport. It's sports entertainment, baby. But it's the wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan.
You're not gonna get any crap for that in the chat. You're gonna get a lot of love because the Venn diagram of comics and wrestling is huge. I had no idea, but it's huge. Tons of comic book fans are wrestlers, are wrestling fans. And in Samantha's case, she trained to be a wrestler, which is why I got to get her on the show. That sounds so interesting.
2 things I've done my whole life is watch wrestling and read comics.
Nice. I just noticed you both have dual mood color microphones. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
You need a dupe for that on microphone, OmniBeau. Are you familiar with dupe?
I am. I should have got my own stuffed thing. I've got so much crap everywhere.
Good. That means you're a comic book collector. If there's tons of stuff on the floor, good sign. Here's a question. So I'm not too far behind in the chat. Good. Hey Jess, what's your opinion of the World War Hulk Omni as well as the Avengers versus X-Men one? Were the pickup or no? I hear conflicting opinions. OmniBeau is his thumb up. I also give my thumb up for World War Hulk Omni. I think you can pick it up and not even know what's going on. If I'm remembering properly, because it was a while ago that I read it, you can pick it right up, just like Planet Hulk, the other great Hulk Omni.
So you might need a little bit of information with Planet Hulk to go into World War Hulk, but it's not a necessity. You just have to know the very, very basic story of Planet Hulk as to why Hulk has come to Earth with an attitude problem. And Avengers versus X-Men, that's what got me into the X-Men. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
It does have its important moments that are before Krakoa were being felt like right up to the Krakoa era. So I would say yes on both. But it's also Planet Hulk is my favorite Hulk Omni. And I love World War Hulk, but it's worth it just to read Planet Hulk. And then you can go right into World War Hulk because it's such a great story and you don't want to miss it.
See, I loved World War Hulk because as comic book fans, one of the things that we love reading is big fights, just massive fights. And World War Hulk has some massive fights. It's really cool.
Okay, I'm not going to read that one, but okay, thank you. Tall poppy equals very fine condition. Omnidog, now the leading comics authority in both Hispanic and Australian communities. I only know those slang terms. I think that I was taught by OmniBeau. I used to know a lot of Australian. I went on right outside when I got done with college or university, as you guys might say. I went on a 3-month tour of Europe on a Kon-Tiki bus, and it was all Australians. and actually, that's where I one of the guys was an Australian football star at the time. This is 1981. And so he and I became friends, and he explained the rules to me, and blah, blah, blah. The Australians were crazy.
Yeah.
But they were wonderful. I loved all of them. What was my point? Oh, that's where I learned a bunch of slang and a bunch of Australian songs, like classic Australian songs.
Yeah, I didn't realize we had so much slang. The other day, we had the WWE come down to Perth, Australia.
Is that where you are from? Are you from Perth?
No, I'm in Melbourne.
Melbourne.
But
okay.
For the promotional tour, they had 2 wrestlers trying to decipher Australian slang. And so much that came up, I had no idea it was just Australian.
Oh, yeah. It's also pronounced emu, not emu. Well, we pronounce it emu. So, okay, that's emu. Not. It's emu.
Emu.
Emu. Yeah.
He's
not emu. Okay, no, yeah, we say emu.
But he's right. It's not a koala bear. Everybody says that, and it's not.
It's just koala.
It's just koala.
Koala. Here's our yacht rock fan piping up for Air Supply. Okay, I'll give you that, Mary. Pond are the band that play with Tame Impala's Kevin Parker Live. They also make their own music. Oh, they're not shoegaze? I do love Tame Impala, though. Okay, let's see. Hernan, is he from Australia? Are you familiar with Hernan?
No, I am not. All these bands, to be honest. I'm going to have to take a look at these. Steve, you're in the chat. Do you know these bands? I know Voyager, but I don't know the other 3.
I don't even know how. Towhider, Bellacore, and Carnival.
What about Silverchair, people? Silverchair.
Oh, I have a CD of Silverchair. They were just kids, right? Like teenagers, young teenagers. Here it is. Thank you, James. ComX Studio, comx.shop for all your Australian independent creator needs. Very good. I should put that in. Maybe I can create a bit.ly link and put that in my description too. That's where I learned to love Vegemite. Was on that tour with the Australians because they had it every ding dong day, and I loved it. And what's better than Marmite? Vegemite was good.
Oh, Marmite is horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Vegemite is awesome. But
yeah, I love it. I can't
imagine what it's like trying it for the first time, though.
I was young and drunk at the time, so I tried it, and in the morning when I sobered up, I tried it again and still loved it. So,
good.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, here's some Aussie slang that I haven't heard. They every day they would they'd set up a table, and they'd set out things to put in a sandwich. You know, meats and cheese, lettuce, tomato, whatever, and they'd call them salad rolls. Have you heard that term?
Salad roll? No, I can't say I have.
Oh boy, they all said that, and that was the term that we started using for sandwiches. Salad roll. Have you had your salad roll? No, hold one for me.
That was a good impersonation.
Oh, here's Sato. Hey guys, my wife is actually watching with me today and loves your dupe, Omnidog. I bet she can still get it. James, Where can she still get it? I bet. Okay, I'm throwing challenges out to James left and right. Is it Bleacher Studios? They didn't sell out of these. These were free comic book day things that we could order ahead of time. Mr. Awesome is here.
What? Look at that profile as well, Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah, sure. You know, Becky. Even I know from Mr. Awesome who that is. This is Cycle Cleveland. You did not miss the Alan Grant Norm Brayfogle discussion. There it is. Yes to wrestling. Awesome, another wrestling fan. Well, you know, do you know Bunkmaster B? I have
the name. There's a lot of names in this chat that I don't know how they feel, but I consider them my extended digital family because I see them every week.
Yeah, same. And Bunk does Crime Corner with me, which is a week from, today's Saturday. Next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's 10 o'clock in the morning in Australia. I don't know what time that is in New Zealand. Do you have different time zones in New Zealand?
I think so, yeah. I don't think it'll be very different, though. But, yeah, I think so.
They're like a 3-hour...
Anything's better than our Saturday night streams, though, because Omar's on at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then you're on at 3 o'clock in the morning, straight after that.
What? When's that?
Every Saturday night in Australia.
Okay, wait a sec. But every Saturday night, I'm on it right now.
Okay, maybe. Hang on. Now I'm getting confused. When's Omar's live chat in America?
Oh, no, that's earlier. That's 8 hours ago.
Yeah, so that's on at 1 a.m. for me.
Okay, blame him.
And then straight after that is yourself.
That's me, yeah.
So
I
used to be able to go to bed at 3 a.m., but now I have to stay up till 6.
I take that, Comic Slayer, if you're still in the chat. He's staying up for our show. I take that as a high compliment. Okay, here's your wrestling question. OmniBeau, who's better, Chelsea Green, Liv Morgan, or Bianca Belair?
Well, if you're talking about just talent in the ring, it's got to be Bianca Belair. She's a machine.
Okay.
However, if you know, Chelsea Green is so funny. I don't know how she doesn't get more screen time because she is hilarious, and she's blatantly admitted that it's not the wrestling that she loves, it's the acting. And you can tell that. And Liv Morgan, I've got a soft spot for as well. I'm glad she's now the champion.
Okay, I didn't know that she was the champion, but I'm sure Bunk will tell me all about it, or James, or anybody else in this chat that likes wrestling, because I think my whole audience pretty much loves wrestling.
It's a good audience.
OmniBeau, have you ever come across a huntsman spider? Is this one of the 20 deadly spiders that are all around you?
All right, so I'm going to put some theories, discussions, rumors to rest here.
Some urban legends.
Yeah, so everybody in the world seems to think that Australia is a dangerous country where if you step foot into our borders, everything is here to kill you. That is not the case. I'm telling you right now. All these deadly things that they go on about, we're talking about in the center of Australia or in the outback, which is miles and miles and miles, or kilometers in Australia, away from where anybody lives. So no, we don't have any of these snakes, any of these deadly things that are going to kill you. However, the huntsman spider does pop up more than I'd like. I got to admit. That is the only sort of deadly spider that you will see on a more frequent basis than not. And I scream like a girl every time I have one in my house. And I can't just go and get it out of my house. I need to come up with a 3-hour attack plan, which usually results in a hockey mask and a baseball bat. While my partner ends up grabbing the bat and getting it off me and saying, "This is how you do it."
Well, okay, wait. How do you identify one? Are they big? They have special markings? Do they say I'm a huntsman?
They're just black, big, black, and hairy.
Oh, why did I highlight this comment?
Well, what makes all of my friends laugh is Scarlet Spider is my favorite character. Obviously, Spider-Man. I've even got it tattooed on my arm. And yet
that's what that is.
Terrified of spiders.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not here to make fun of anybody terrified of spiders. Yeah, especially if they're these deadly spiders that are yeah. Ugh. It's rare for comic fans, also huge sports fans like me. Wrestling and comic books go hand in hand. Yeah, I think so. The missus is yelling at Omnidog through the TV saying that comic books mean a bigger mess for her to pick up. That's not on me. That sounds like it's on Sato. And why is she picking them up? You should pick them up. You're perfectly capable. Mrs. Sato, turn to your husband now and say, dude, start picking up your own comic books. What am I, the hired help here? Let's see. Okay, I'm convinced. Code Omnidog, ship it together, queued up. Yeah, or Omnidog sit. Fifth of Jack says, Planet Hulk is awesome story, and World War Hulk, lots of action, is the payoff to complete the cycle. Very well said. Do you guys think the absolute Death of a Family and 0 Year are going to be a must-have? Do you collect absolutes from DC at all?
Yeah, I don't have. I've got a pretty small collection of absolutes, but I do, and most of them are Batman's. But I don't know, man. It's like with some absolutes, like the Death Metal, I would much rather get the omnibus because it has a lot more in it than the absolute. And for me, I'm always going to get the one that has the most. So absolute Death of a Family. I haven't checked the content, but if it's everything, then absolutely, hell yeah, that's great.
It's going to be the storyline of Death of the Family that I think ended. I think it ended right with Batman and Joker at the very end of that first kind of half of Snyder's run. But if I'm remembering correctly, maybe not, because I read it back in 2015 or whatever, 2016.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot of other issues in like the actual Death of a Family, the whole thing, like Nightwing and Robin and Batgirl and all that sort of jazz as well. So yeah, I don't know, man.
My feeling is I would just pick up Batman Volume 1 and 2 from Snyder, or just Volume 1, because the second half, well, it's still worth an omnibus. It's not as strong as the first half. But Peter, to be honest, the only reason I ever get an absolute is if I'm in love with the art and the story. The story has to be good, but I have to be in love with the art too. That's really the only reason for me to get an absolute. So if you love the art in both those stories, and that's certainly valid for both of those.
So you can see the absolutes there in the bottom corner. That's all of them.
Oh, okay. Ooh, you have your DC touching your Marvel?
Yeah, no, because I put them in what editions they are. Omnis, then absolutes, then hardcovers.
Yeah, no, I'm totally kidding. I think for complete story's sake, I would just get them in omnibus format. But if you love the art in those, then they're must have. But that's a personal choice for you. They're more expensive than an Omni, and they're usually, like All-Star Superman, I shelled out for. Planetary, I shelled out for because I love the art and I love the stories. But otherwise, I have a ton of absolutes, but I think that's kind of going to be up to you. If you love the art, yes.
Well, with the DC reprint poll, there's two that I'd love to get, and I hope they redo them. Obviously, everyone agrees with the JLA Avengers, but the other one is Day Tripper. I'd love to get that in an absolute format.
Yeah, I've had the deluxe forever. Is that out of print now, or?
I believe so, yeah. I've only got the trade of Day Tripper, so I need to upgrade it somehow, some way.
Yeah, that's one of those universally loved comics. Comic fans usually don't agree on a whole lot, you know. We each have our subjective opinions and that's valid, but Day Tripper seems to be one that affects everybody pretty much the same. People are
Yes.
emotionally moved and just really amazed by it. Yeah, rock is cool. Okay. Yeah, that's what my wife likes to have in the background. Hi, Bo's partner here. Yes, I'm real. Are you the one that chases the spiders off his back?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's great. He does know those bands. Carnival are very popular. What kind of wait, were those metal book bands or were they I don't even remember where
I'd
that was.
assume they are the way that they're spelt. They look rockin'.
Yeah, they do look rockin'. They don't look yacht rockin'. Let them know how we refer to AC/DC here, Bo and Steve.
I'm sure they. Have you heard of the term akadaka?
Akadaka. No, that's how you
That's
say their name. Akadaka.
Akadaka.
I haven't heard that. That's awesome. Let's see. It was 1978 when I think I saw them in the Oakland Coliseum. I've never seen anything like this before. AC/DC was on stage, and there was like 50,000 people in that Oakland Coliseum, and I was in the middle of the crowd. And Bon Scott got Angus on his shoulders,
Wow.
and they walked through the middle of the freaking crowd playing while Angus was playing. He had like state-of-the-art wireless technology, but he was walking through the middle of the crowd. I'd never seen anything like that before. You can tell it made an impression on me. Akadaka. Living End. Okay, yeah. The
Razor Raymond. I just.
yeah, Razor Ramon's a good guy.
Razor Ramon, the old wrestler. I'm guessing that's your favorite wrestler.
Oh, is that what that's from? Okay, I didn't know that.
So.
Oh, yep, we just covered it in one of those
Yep.
Conan travel episodes. Akadaka. Okay. If you want Aussie shoegaze, I would recommend. Okay, wait, we're writing this down. Deaf Cult. Deaf Cult, thank you. And Flying Colors. Now, Elon is colors with that extra U that's weird there. Is Pond a shoegaze band, or I know that you just said they were the warm-up band for Tame Impala, but are they shoegaze? I was young and drunk at the time. The Jess Bragg story. Yes, that is true. That is very true. My entire 20s and upper teenage years were spent that way.
A few of our titles.
Hey, Larry's here. Colin Hay made Vegemite sound good. Is that the guy from Men at Work? Colin Hay. I'm from a land down under. That was like 1983, maybe?
Yeah.
Here's the dupe. For those of you, was it Sato? Mrs. Sato? Here's where you can order your dupe. And to make sure it's not on the floor, make sure he picks it up and puts it on the shelf. Because apparently Sato's not very tidy. Sausage roll. Now is that what you guys have for election day? Sausage rolls?
No, a sausage roll is something you can eat any day of the year, whenever you want.
Oh, I'm thinking of a snag.
Yeah, snag. No, snags are just sausages. You can eat those whenever you want as well.
But you guys, I thought there was a big deal in Australia that every election, the way they attract people is by serving up sausage rolls. Is that another urban legend?
Yeah, not that I know of, at least. I stay away
you,
from politics, though, so I've got no idea about any of that
oh,
side
me
of life.
too. So you don't, I mean, I do go to vote, but so you don't
Yeah.
vote?
No, I
Okay.
vote, but that's the bare minimum that I'll do.
Same.
Yeah.
You, okay. So at your local election place, they don't have snags.
Nah, you don't. They don't give you anything because you have to go. So they're not going to try and entice you to go. You have to go, or you're getting a fine.
Oh, that's right. You have to vote there.
Yeah.
That's actually a good way to do it. Salad roll was slang for a joint. I was not an imbiber of that substance. You could jam me up for other substances, but not that one. Frog Stamp is a great, brilliant album. Frog Stomp, sorry. Oh, that's Silverchair, right?
It is, yeah.
A great Aussie saying is, we're not here to F spiders. Funny thing that considering the size of Aussie critters, I wouldn't be surprised if you actually can. Okay, never mind. OmniBeau, do you like the chats?
Yeah, I do like the chats, actually. They're good. Yeah.
Are they just a rock band? Regular old rock? Here's a question for you. Is OmniBeau allowed to like famous Tasmanian cartoonist Simon Hanselman?
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but yes, because they're Tasmanian, that means they are Australian, even though it's like our cousins over there that we don't really talk about. Yeah, we're fine with that.
Yeah, Cycle is. I mean, do you know Cycle Cleveland from the chat, from my regular chats?
Yep.
He's a famous viewer. And yes, I just said you were famous, Cycle. I don't know why. But he sent me a huge chunk of independent, like super independent books, and Simon Hanselman is one of them. Okay. Oh, and here's Bunk. Love watching Bunkmaster B on his Power Ranger reviews. He does love his Power Rangers. Yes. Night for us, morning for them. I missed your last Crime Corner. I finally found Gun Honey Volume 1. I had no idea how good it is. That's right. I need to read Volume 3, Heat Seeker. That was on our last Crime Corner. Oh, and here's Spedsy.
This is the man that I was talking about earlier.
Nice. Let's see. Liv became more wrestling, right? Liv became a champ a week ago in Saudi Arabia, beating Becky.
And so she should have.
Okay. I'm honored OmniBeau fights the time zones to watch us, right? Holy smoke. I feel like there was one. Well, I know Samantha was flying from New York back to her home in New Zealand, and she okay, what was it? I think she caught us at the end of OmniBros and then tuned in it was like 8 p.m. our time. She said, I'm just leaving New York. I can watch you on the plane. It was the next day at 1 p.m. and I did a toy show, I think, and she said, I'm still on the plane. She was still watching.
Yeah, it's not around the corner.
No, it's not. No brown snakes, really.
Well, I'm sure they are, but nowhere, where we are in the city. I think people think Australia is very, very much like the outback everywhere, and it is definitely not. We have cities and buildings and things like that. We're not a bunch of hillbillies.
I definitely don't think of you like that. You get huntsman spiders in Florida? They're here in this country? Okay, I'm never going to Florida. And what about magpies? Is that a group or a?
No, that's a bird.
Bird. Okay, I wasn't sure.
And they look evil, man. So magpies have an issue where when they've got a nest in their tree, the two parents will just stick at the bottom of the tree and just hang around and just walk around, making sure nobody's coming. And I think a lot of us Australian children have a few stories about magpies swooping us to get away from their trees. And to this day, even though they're just birds and they're not that big, I'm always a little cautious walking past a magpie because they have these red devil eyes that are just freaky, man. And like birds don't freak me out, but magpies, stay away from me.
Okay. So let's take a break on Australian slang, rock bands, and wrestlers, and we'll talk comics. What are you currently reading that you're enjoying?
So I made the decision to start the Krakoan Age, actually. I really tried to start it when it first came out, but there was just so much that I couldn't keep up with it. So in the last year, I've now gone to Marvel and DC Unlimited, their digital platforms.
Yeah.
And I'm still buying collected editions, but for me to be able to read as much as I want to read every month, that's the only way I can do it now. So about 2 weeks ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to the Krakoan Age and start from the very start. House of X, Powers of X, then all of the many, many titles. And I'm now just about to start the Hellfire Gala.
Oh, okay.
Damn, is there a lot of titles in the X-Men?
I have those all physically. So
Yeah.
I just finished Inferno and X Lives and Deaths of Wolverine. So I'm done with the anthologies. I'm all done with the anthologies. So I just got Trials of X 10, I think was the last one. And that's what I just finished last night was Inferno and Trials. I'm sorry. So I'm still Death of Wolverine. So I'm I'm still in the Krakoan Age. And I read Dawn of X back when it came out. So I've been in the Krakoan Age for a while, but I swore this year I'm getting completely caught up. And then I'm not reading X-Men again for like another year. I want to go right up to the Fall of X, and all those new titles are coming out. Great. I will wait till they are in omnibus format 3 years from now, and then I will read them.
Well, I counted, I'm up to something like just over 100 issues, and that is just starting the Hellfire Gala.
Now, were you aware, like I believe it's called TIL, Today I Learned, X-Men Unlimited Infinity? Are you reading any of those?
No, I don't read the Unlimiteds, actually. I started to with some Spider-Man stuff, but there's just too much to read. Like, I've got so much to read. I'm not going to start on the Unlimited stuff.
Yeah, because I just found out about this from Freddie. And apparently they're digital only. They haven't been collected. And there is some stuff that I need to read before Hellfire Gala 2. It does contain some Unlimited Infinity stuff in Hellfire Gala 2, which I think is Immortal X-Men. It's got it's on the other side of his desk. It's got like 45 to 50. Okay, wait. Let me get this so I say it right. Because I had never even heard of this book, and now it turns out it's important for Hellfire Gala 3 too. X-Men Unlimited Infinity comic 50 through 55. So I have to freaking read digital X-Men 2? What the hell?
So they did end up making 3 Hellfire Galas, is that correct?
Yeah, this is Hellfire Gala Immortal after the first one, and the other one is called wait, where was it? Fall of X. I feel like that's a newer one. Fall of X. That's where they colonize Jupiter. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, I'm dying to read when they go to Mars, because I've heard
I know that actually is a pretty cool story.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to that.
Oh, forget it, Elon. I am not doing that. They're not black. They're like brown and hairy. I'll never forget she really did take a baseball bat to your back to whack it off.
I'm not getting that close to determine what color they are, Claudia. I wouldn't be so scared of spiders if they just stayed the same speed. What annoys me about spiders is that they're like this, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go get that. And you get really close to them, and they're still like that. And then all of a sudden, poof, I can't deal with that.
No,
Too fast.
nah. Not into it, dude. Not into it at all. There was
What are you reading?
well, I just got done with X-Men, as I just told you, Wolverine, and I'm gonna read there's a Juggernaut book I have to read that was actually back from the Dawn of X days.
I just read that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, that was 5 issues.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's definitely not essential at all to the Krakoan age.
Okay.
But I'm so far behind on X-Men, I didn't realize Juggernaut was not a bad guy anymore.
Oh, yeah, there's several people that aren't bad guys anymore, supposedly.
Yeah, so that kind of threw me off a bit.
Have you gotten to sassy Mr. Sinister yet in Hellions?
Yes, and you know what? Spency, my mate, hates Mr. Sinister, and I've never liked or disliked Mr. Sinister. He's just been there, and I got to tell you, man, I don't know how you don't like Mr. Sinister in the Krakoan age. He's got some of the best lines. It's so good.
Yeah.
He wasn't always like this, was he?
No, he was terrible. That's what's so great about the way he's written, is that he's really funny and sassy. Yeah, Hellions is really great. Oh, you know what? Before I go any further, I got to tell you, I got to show something that Maniac Matt from the Bay Area, San Francisco, sent me, because I got 2 gifts this week. Let me highlight myself.
Oh, wow, that looks cool.
Yeah, it's by Mike Choi, and the comic book store is called Shortboxed. And this is X23, one of my favorite characters. He got it remarked and signed by Mike Choi. So Maniac Matt, thank you so much. This is going right into my portfolio. This is really boss. And then Bunk, Master B, sent me Kaiju Score Volume 2, which we are going to review this coming Friday. So thank you for those kind gifts.
I think anything with the word kaiju in it is an automatic read.
Yeah, this is apparently a really good crime book, and I have I don't even know what it's about, but Bunk, I think it's one of his favorite books. Oh, I think I got Saito in trouble. She's saying exactly, I don't like that she's watching with me now. Thanks a lot, Omnidog. Dude, she's not your servant. Pick up after yourself. Yes, this is true. Not to be a downer, but Death of Family and especially Zero Year are major poopy for me. I like Death of the Family.
Yeah, I like
Zero Year
as well.
Yeah, I liked them both too. So different people like different things. My dream absolute is Camelot 3000. Yeah, that Brian Boland art.
I've never read that.
Oh yeah, that's in the DC room over there, the other room. But yeah, that's a ripping tale. Okay, I'm not reading any more about spiders. Stop it. Absolutes over omnibuses for sure. Sorry, not sorry, but omnis are more bang for the buck. Okay, that is your opinion. And Absolute Final Crisis coming up. I have the Omni, but might gift it to someone. Okay. I haven't read the stories yet. Oh, these are back on 0 Year and Death of Family. And no, the Absolutes can sell out fast. Just wonder if it's worth buying blind.
I think it all comes down to, at least the way that I sort of justify buying blind books, is if you don't like it, can you get your money back, or at least most of your money back if you resell it? And I think 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. So I wouldn't be too stumped about it.
If you're going to buy blind, I would recommend the Omnis, the Snyder Omnibus, the Snyder Bus, the Batman Volume 1 is well worth buying. I mean, Greg Capullo art is crazy great in that series. But if you haven't read the stories yet, they'll be out of context, if you know what I mean. I feel like the first, well, they are separate arcs. No, I think I'm still gonna. Although, wait, you can get Court of. Are you thinking of getting Court of Owls Absolute too? Get the whole run in Absolute, then you'll okay. You'll have spent about $800 on your books, but but I do think that Snyder's Black Mirror was a bleeding obvious story. Okay. Gary Redmond, that would be great. I have the OHC, would love it even larger. Wait, where did Gary just say? Oh, Camelot 3000. Yeah. No more spider. My Day Tripper Absolute still in the plastic. Well, I can't say anything. All my books are still in the plastic. Here's somebody from the land down under, Reaper XC. Hello from the Phillip Island Penguin Colony. What is he referring to?
So Phillip Island is an area just outside of Melbourne that is famous for having a penguin. What would you call it? If you go down to a certain part of Phillip Island late at night, penguins come up from the beach, and you get to look at penguins.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I'd come look at penguins.
I've done it a few times in my life.
I can see why. Bad. Penguins.
Yeah.
Reap's a bit of a hero. He's a smoke eater there in do you know what that is?
No.
That's American slang for firefighter.
Oh, okay. I've got to admit though, I've never gelled with Legion of Superheroes. I've never gotten into it at all. I know that a lot of people love them.
Yeah, I do, but I totally get it. I'd love to see Dan Mora on it. I have trouble not saying Mark Waid because he writes Legion of Heroes so great. But Venditti would be good. I wonder if Tomasi would be good on that. Tiny Onion would probably be great, but
yeah. Well, I think those names you've mentioned can really write anything, and that'd be great.
Yeah, you're right. Absolute Day Tripper is available on Cheap Graphic Novels.
Oh,
well,
okay.
But he's in Australia. So, how if it came out in print again, where would you get it from? Do you think?
So I would buy it from an Australian comic book store, most likely.
Okay.
Like my favorite Australian comic book store is Comic Bookaroo. I don't know if you can say that.
Comic Bookaroo?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I play on the words.
Kangaroo, but it's Bookaroo.
Yeah. That is a great shop, and that's where I usually buy my collected editions.
And that's in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Where you are. Okay. Sharifudin, I love Day Tripper. Didn't want to get the trade. The deluxe and absolute is out of print. Ended up making a custom hardcover using the singles.
So, for those that don't watch AussieVerse, which you should, if you are interested,
getting them to tonight.
If you are interested in custom bound comics, then my brother from another mother, Sharif, has his own segment called Custom Corner because that man is insane. He goes and buys all the trades, all the singles, even sometimes hardcovers, and he chops them all apart and he sends them to a bookbinder, and he makes the most absolutely wonderful custom bound comics that you wouldn't believe are customs, man. This guy has done some amazing work. He even recently just did 2 different Scarlet Spider Omnis that made me want to kill him because I'm so jealous.
Okay, I'm texting my wife asking her to please bring me more water. And of course, I had to say, you were right. I was wrong because I didn't think I needed more water. And as usual, she's right. I have some customs, but his sound more fun that you want to kill him. Those sound like really good ones.
they're brilliant because you know what he does? He doesn't just make a book together. He designs the dust jackets. He designs the flaps inside. He designs the picture on the actual book as well. He does it all, and it's just amazing, man. Like I think he's got more custom books than original books.
More customs than originals.
I think so. He'd have to. I'd need him to clarify that. But if he doesn't, then it's pretty close.
Peter's asking, anyone have an opinion of Green Lantern Corps Volume 2 Omni coming out next month? I know Volume 1 is great. Hoping for the same on Volume 2. I'll let my guest answer.
Absolutely. I said I'm a Marvel guy, but Green Lantern in that era is one of the best things I have ever read. I couldn't put it down, and I cannot wait for this omnibus so that I can get rid of the trades that are not in the first omnibus. I loved it, man. Absolutely adored it.
I agree 100% with OmniBeau. They go really well when you pair them with Jeff Johns' Green Lantern. Thank you, sweetheart. I told everybody you were right and I was wrong, so thank you very much.
Always happy to be right.
Well, you're always right, so you must be always happy. So what I did when speaking of custom books, this was back in 2018. I custom bound all the Green Lantern Corps volumes into 4 custom Omnis.
Wow.
And then this is true. Lou from OmniBros and I were talking about it back then. I would have the Green Lantern Corps Omni reading us, like halfway through. Then I'd switch to Green Lantern, and then I'd switch to Green Lantern Corps, and they paired up so well. Now they can be read individually, but together they're epic. They're incredible. So Peter, definitely get it, and you can read them by themselves, or you can get Jeff Johns' Green Lantern Omnis too, which I would if I were you.
That's
those
Sinestro
you can blind buy.
That's Sinestro Corps War and the Red Lanterns. The Red Lanterns. Oh, I love the Red Lanterns.
That's a book I custom bound too from the trades.
I just saw your book the other day on your recent video, actually.
Oh, the DC Omnibus poll?
Yeah, I saw that. That looks mad, like amazing.
I got to pick that for the cover. I thought that was a cool cover.
Yeah.
With Bleez getting drenched in blood.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I didn't put that up a couple days earlier. It got a huge amount of attention, and I realized that I did it the day before the poll closed, but maybe by putting it out there so close to voting, I kicked some people into voting.
Well, your number one pick I'd never heard of. And
no one has.
I want to actually read it now. What was it? Sugar and Spike or something?
Sugar and Spike. Yeah, let me get it. It was of course it's still in the cellophane like all my books, but I remember reading this as a kid, and it's about 2 toddlers that talk like grown-ups. And at the time, I think it started in 1958 and went for a while. It was kind of groundbreaking at the time because these 2 little toddlers were talking like grown-ups. They were smarter than the grown-ups, and they were always pulling pranks and stuff. They were just really fun. And this is the only thing, the DC archive is the only thing that exists of Sugar and Spike. And I'm pretty sure that I was like the only person to put it number 1, or maybe even put it on my list. But I just have really fond memories of growing up with this, and just how it was like almost subversive. These 2 toddlers just kept pranking the adults and observing the world through toddlers' eyes, but talking about it like grown-ups. So, and yeah,
is it just 4 issues in there?
This is 1 through 10.
Okay.
This is the first 10 issues. There's definitely enough for an omnibus because I was still reading it. If this thing I think this thing went on for like 10 years. Serious back, yeah. Gosh, I got this back in 2011. I'm lucky I got it at all. With those archives. Yeah, I made some very obscure choices on my on my list, like Jimmy Olsen, Lois Lane.
No, well, Lois Lane, I understood. I read those back when I was a kid as well. The Jimmy Olsen's not so much.
Those are so Silver Agey. Even I am. Yeah, that would be a pure nostalgia buzz for me. Big sugar buzz of nostalgia for Jimmy Olsen. Pond is very much like Tame Impala. Okay, not as much shoegaze. Very much worth a listen. Okay, we answered that. Shoegaze, eh? Oh, Men at Work. What did I say? Men Without Hats? Men at Work. Okay. Shoegaze, eh? Anyone here go to the roller coaster tour in '92? I did not. He brags about leaving things on the floor. You hear that, Mrs. Sato? We have sausage sizzles at a lot of in-person voting centers. We have mandatory voting. I forgot about that. Okay, sausage sizzles.
Yes. Sausage sizzle is a barbecue where you're cooking sausages.
Right. Okay. And I was just calling them snags because I picked that up and remembered it from when I read it last year. Call Election Day sausage democracy sausages. They're served on a slice of bread with sauce and onions. Have you've been missing out on this? Your buddy Steve knows about it?
Apparently I have, yeah.
Because it sounds great. They had lots of pictures that I was like, I want to go vote in Australia. If you're a comic book collector and not have books on the floor, you're not a real collector. Yeah, but I'm not making my wife pick them up either. I'm in charge of these books on the floor. Bundaberg root beer, Australia's finest. Well, I do love root beer. Do you like root beer also?
Yeah, I do. But I don't know about Bundaberg root beer. I know about the Bundaberg rum.
Okay.
Ginger beer,
yes,
maybe?
You are. Bundaberg is more known for ginger beer. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a famous viewer. I'm calling the headstone company now. Yes, have that be on your gravestone. Famous viewer. Or that. Yeah.
Infamous viewer.
Green Lantern Volume 3 from John's worth getting. I know the first two are obviously great. Yes. Peter, you have to get all of the Green Lantern from Jeff Johns and all of the Tomasi Gleason Green Lantern Corps.
I don't know how you buy just the first two without getting the third one.
That's
insane to me.
Yeah, you have to. Really. That's one of the best things he ever did was create the I'm not thinking of the right word, but the emotional spectrum where there's like indigo and blue and all the different colors. And when I first heard it described to me, I was like, oh, what? There's only Green Lanterns and Sinestro. How dare you? And then I read it. I'm like, this is the greatest thing anybody's ever come up with. The emotional spectrum. It's awesome. Claudia's still here. We're like 20 minutes from the city of Melbourne.
Yep.
So, okay. Did we already discuss the birthday party? Is that Nick Cave's band? Are you familiar with the birthday party?
I'm familiar with Nick Cave.
I feel like that might have been his first band. Am I right, Colin? This is funny. I assume Australia is a mix of Tank Girl and Bluey.
You're not wrong and you're not right either. Don't really know. It's sort of in between there. Yeah, maybe.
Magpie supporters are worse than the birds. Is that what kind of sports team is that? Magpie. Is that rugby
So,
or Australian
that's
rules?
Australian rules football. There's a team called Collingwood, and they're known as being magpies. And unless you're a Collingwood supporter, everyone hates you.
Oh, okay. Sounds like British football. This is better than when Josh Wolf said, "I know you cycle Cleveland, you're annoying," then blocked me 2 weeks after showed up in his live stream. I don't know who Josh Wolf is, but I'm pretty sure I've said those words to you myself. Kane is reading Spider-Gwen and enjoying it. That's good. That is a fun comic.
Is that the new ongoing, or is this one of the many mini-series that have been leading up to the ongoing?
If I'm right, I think Kane is reading the Modern Marvel Epic. Am I right, Kane? I think she's reading the first one. I feel like she just showed her haul in my Discord, and I feel like it was the Epic, the Modern Marvel Epic Spider-Gwen. So it's
gone downhill a lot.
Sorry?
It's gone downhill a lot, in my opinion.
Oh, it has. So I think she's reading the beginning.
Yeah, so Spider-Man was great.
But when they changed it to Ghost Spider, it went down?
Yeah, so I think they've done like about 4 miniseries recently, and all of them have just been... but now they've got a new ongoing, so I haven't read that yet, and I'm hoping that's a lot better than the minis that have come out recently.
I think I've just got Spider-Gwen and then Spider-Gwen, aka Ghost Spider.
Yeah, they had Spider-Gwen Smash, Spider-Gwen Clone something, Spider-Gwen. Oh, it's just, and I want to read them because anything with spiders, is my jam. But it's been a chore.
That's not good.
No.
Cage is here. What up, Cage? Good to see you. The tricky part of Krakoa and digital is insane reading order. Need those trade anthologies.
Well, that's why I go to my man Crushing Crisis.
Yeah. And I've decided I'm gonna do I could do it this week. I'm gonna do Trials of X, a review and stuff of Trials of X, Inferno and X Lives, and then I'm going to talk about, because now I'm in the Destiny of X period where the anthologies got canceled, but the editor of those anthologies put up on his Twitter how he had them mapped out. So I'm going to roughly go by this because he's got it mapped up all the way through volume 20. Sins of Sinister Alpha #1 goes from X-Men 9 all the way to volume 20, Sins of Sinister, Immortal X-Men 9 and 10. So yeah, and I got to figure out a way to put a link up to this, so I'll link his Twitter in that so people can go there and tell them what to look for. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. Here's William Lee, who's going to owe me a burger. You only have until September 1st for Superman Silver 8s to stay off the red tag sale. Feeling pretty good about my chances. It's absolutely fantastic. Anytime Vertigo books get absolute treatment, but a crying shame they're all changed to Black Label now. Keeping my 15 to 20-year-old original Vertigo OHCs. This seems like a small thing, but I know it's going to bug me because I have Fables 1 through 15, and they all say Vertigo on them, and that Fables 16 is going to say DC on it, and it's just going to wreck the whole thing. And that is a first world problem I'm aware of.
We're always complaining about our spines, though.
Yeah. I don't want to read that because Gary, because that's a spoiler kind of for everybody else. Oh, and there's everybody agreeing with him. People agreeing. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to. Fair enough.
Sharif says Sugar and Spike had close to 100 issues.
That's what I thought. Where is that?
Sounds enough for a 3-volume Omni.
Yeah. Where? I'm way behind in the chat now. Okay.
I'm trying not to look at the chat because I kept looking and getting distracted with all the comments.
Yeah. Thank you, Mrs. Sato. Thank you. The art print of X23 is very nice. I appreciate that. Met Maniac Matt at C2E2. Really nice guy. He is, along with Hondo. Kaiju Score is great. Also, Bunkmaster made the letter pages in Kaiju Score number 4 and Kaiju Score Steal from the Gods number 2. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Sinister was awesome. What does Krakoa Age even mean? Starting with House of X, Powers of 10, and going to right now.
Last 4 years of X-Men.
Yeah. Hello, Bernice. That's a nice emoji. Thank you.
That's my mother.
It is?
Yes.
Your mother's watching? Hi.
Apparently.
Your mother. How nice. Welcome to the chat. Don't. Oh, Booster, I hate you. I'm not. Don't say that. God bless America. What is wrong with you? Senator blah 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 blah. Oh yeah.
You can't have that opinion though. I remember watching Breaking Bad and seeing these giant spiders in America, and I thought to myself, well, I'm terrified of that, but I'm still going to go to the country.
Yeah, I know. Camelot 3000 is so fantastic. One of my most surprising reads. Apparently, it was the very first maxi series. Okay. Lars is currently reading Igort's 5 is the Perfect Number, Private Eye by Von Marcos, the collection of Blazing comics originally published by Warren, and Jerome K. Jerome Bloch by Dodier. Camelot 3000 was great. Brian Boland was amazing in that series. Yeah, he sure was.
I'm going to have to look this up.
Reaper says, Bo did a really good job creating a Facebook group for collectors after the first Australian one was destroyed by a gatekeeping turd. Oh, well, let's watch our language because OmniBeau's mom is watching. Anya Cobber. He taught me that word, Cobber. He sends me emails and says, hey, Cobber.
Thank you very
I
much.
live on Phillip Island. My partner is a research officer for the Penguins, Bandicoot, and Marine Birds. Bandicoot's real? I thought that was a video game.
No, that's a real animal.
I'm learning all kinds of things. You never heard the term smoke eater? Come on.
No, can't say I have, mate.
You do the work. That I don't care if you get paid. That you're a hero in my eyes. You go fight fires, you're a hero. You can say you're not, but okay. Here's another advert for you.
Thank you very much.
AussieVerse from YouTube. Comics, etc. Direct are great for pre-orders. Flat rate shipping for any size order. Love them. Cheapest in Australia. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, he's coming at you pretty hard, Sato.
Playing a swamp.
Elon on a BaturDays or a regular Saturday stream would be amazing. The people are starting to speak up on your behalf, Elon. Yeah, go ahead and do what you want, Josh. I made you a mod to create chaos. Thank you, Kane. The streams are only as good as the brilliant people in the chat. Are you on the DC stream tomorrow? Or what? Wait, are you on the DC stream?
You
Who
talking
are
to
you
me?
talking to, Josh? OmniBeau or
I'm
Elon
not.
or who?
I'm not. No, I've been on near mint condition a couple of times, but no, can't say
Yeah.
I'm on a DC stream tomorrow.
I'm on it. Are you asking, Josh? Are you asking if I know? Yeah, I do know. It's a 2:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow afternoon. Let me 100% check that. I do know I have it on my. Actually, I got a double day tomorrow. DC show, yeah, 2:30, and then my Webhead Collected Editions show is live at 8 p.m. tomorrow. I think he's asking me if I know I'm on because usually it's James telling me, Jess, Omar said today you're on the show in 2 weeks. I'm like, what? He didn't tell me that.
All of a sudden, you get sent a link.
Yeah. Yeah, Jonah Hex Omnis. I agree with that, Doc Elevator. Yeah. We need All-Star Western and Jonah Hex, the series right before it, to be collected. So far this year, of all of your reading, and how do you keep track of your reading? Do you, how do you keep track of it?
So with the Marvel Unlimited and DC Infinite, it's quite easy to see what you've read and what is coming up. But I have a stack on my floor of what I want to read, and apart from that, I mean, when you look around your room, you've got books that you really want to read, and because you get told how great they are. Like if I look around my room, I'd be saying Gotham Central. I'd be looking at Black Panther by by Coates. I've got a whole bunch of things that I want to read. I've got Stumptown over there by Rucker.
Yeah.
I've got Ascender by Lemire. So my point is that whenever I do get stuck on what to read next, I pick one of those that I've been planning to read for a while, and I get stuck in that. But my goal at the moment is just to catch up with everything Marvel at the moment, because I've been so far behind. And now that I've recently got the DC Unlimited app, or whatever it's called, Infinite, there's a lot of DC that I haven't read in the last few years as well. Like I just read Tom King's Supergirl, and dude, that is amazing. I couldn't believe how that was not what I was expecting at all, and it was so good. I just can't believe how much I loved it.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. I agree. I think that was my book of the year 2 years ago, and I just did a series called Read This, Not That, that just went up a couple days ago, where I am pumping his Human Target. He did a really good Human Target. You will love that if you can get a chance to read it. It is really good.
Well, my next goal is to catch up on Superman, because I'm years behind on Superman. So I think I'm going to start at Rebirth. That was where John first came around, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start there and work my way back to today as well.
I need to catch up on Superman and Batman. I don't need to quite go back as far as you do. I need to go back to the Philip Kennedy Johnson run on Superman, but I need to go really far back on Batman. Like, I need to go back to Tomasian Detective and who was writing Batman at the time? Whoever was writing Batman at the time. I have them all. Oh, it might have been Tiny Onion who was writing Batman. Because it was like Joker War, then Fear State. Whoever wrote those. Was that Tiny Onion? I need to catch up on that. But I'm taking a break from X-Men and I'm reading Justice League Dark Rebirth. That thing's like that big. And I have to read something else besides X-Men. God bless the X-Men, but I got to read something else.
Someone asked in the chat earlier, see if I can find it.
Oh, you and I are going to have completely different times.
Well, I got True Graphic Novel Fan, 1989. Hey, OmniBeau, since you're obviously an omnibus collector, I was wondering if you've either got the Justice League Dark omnibuses. So I've got the Justice League New 52, which I've read, and I really, really dug it. I have not got the Rebirth yet because that's about $250. And
Oopa.
on my priorities, even though I'm sure I'm going to love it, there are other omnibuses that I want to get first.
Yeah, that's True Graphic. I must not have gotten to her comment yet. As much as I love Justice League Dark New 52, Justice League Dark Rebirth is a level up.
Oh, don't tell me
Tinian
that.
does the first half, and then if it's possible, I recall that Rom V was even better in the second half.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
not to spend your money, but I know your partner's in the chat, so don't listen because I'm trying to get him to spend his money on that buck.
You're not the only one. I've got a friend, for example, that is yelling at me every week to go buy the Question omnibus. Both
yeah.
because he says how good it is, and I've never had any feelings towards the Question. The only Question that I've ever been associated with is through the cartoons, never through any comics. But he's like, dude, you've got to read them. You guys, you're gonna love them. I'm like,
yeah,
eventually.
it's classic Denny O'Neil writing. Yeah, it really is. Boy, that's what I should read the Question after this because I haven't read that yet. Okay. Booster says, I would love to see a video on your obscure archive stuff, Jess. Really curious what the Sugar and Spice and Lois Lane books look like. You want me to open them and show them? Okay, that's fair. I've got a ton of archives, not as much as a lot of people. I have a Dr. Fate, 2 Starmen, a Black Canary. These are all Golden Age. Spectre, Superman, that's Lois Lane, Plastic Man, All-Star. I got a ton of All-Star. Comic Cavalcade, Flash, and then Green Lantern. It's all pretty much Golden Age. That was the only way I could, well, actually still it's the only way I can find any Golden Age Starman, Dr. Fate, Black Canary. It's only in those archives. Green Lantern Golden Age, that's the only way I could find it. I'm not selling these, so I might as well just rip them open and show you, Booster. But first, Booster, I have to read the Booster books that you've recommended to me. I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that before Justice League Dark Rebirth. I have a big week of reading coming up. A big month. Big year. There we are. Sugar and Spike at close to 100 issues. Sounds like, yeah, I definitely remember reading that. Oh, a fellow Aussie. Hell yeah. It's amazing that you have, maybe because you're younger, but even when I was whatever your age is, I'm guessing you're 35-ish.
42.
Sorry?
42.
42. Okay. I had no comic book friends at 42. I had no comic book friends at 18. I had no comic book friends until the internet. And now I've got all over the place, but you've got your buddies right there. You're really blessed to be. Same with Omar. Omar has a lot of people very near him in Kentucky that are all comic book fans. This was a lonely hobby until the internet.
Yeah, I know.
I'll give the internet one thing, and that's it.
I was never able to find any friends throughout any school or anything. Nobody read comics. I was definitely alone.
Yeah, I was too. Once I got through grade 6, I was still the only kid that was reading comics. I'm the only adult I know in my whole friend circle that reads comics. Oh my gosh, that's for sure. Oh, Herbie Popnecker. I know exactly where those books are, NFL dude. I need to read those. Tobias says, got to put them onions under the sausage for safety reasons, right? Because the sausage will go. It's like white bread they're on, right? It'll soak through. Okay. Yes, I know, and I'm going to read them. They're your recommendations. That's Unstoppable Doom Patrol. I just got one this week. Whoops, I have to move my dinner off my book stack. Okay, wait. Because I got the last one that I needed for my booster read, and it is Spirit World. Spirit World. I'm reading this, Unstoppable, Doom Patrol, City Boy, and Vigil. Oh, I gotta read Monkey Prince too. Okay, are you recommending Monkey Prince? Because I own it, and it's here in the back. These are the Asian creator titles. Ooh, this art looks fun. It looks a little it looks a little manga-esque, but it looks like grown-up manga-esque. The hunt is on to find Batgirl with the help of John Constantine. Why have I not read this yet? What is wrong with me? Okay, Booster. I'm reading this week before Justice League Dark Rebirth. I've just arrived in time to look at a bunch of books laying on the floor. Yes, along with my dinner, empty dinner plate right there that I was shoving in my mouth when OmniBeau first got on. I always hear the epic stories that are in GL Volume 1 and 2, but don't really hear much about Volume 3. It's been bought. No one panic. Good. No one's panicking now. Yay. Jess, sent you pictures of magpies in my neighbor's yard on email. Okay, let's see if I can share that. Let's see what magpies. Wait. I don't have it. When did you send? Oh, there it is.
Black and white evil birds.
Magpies above and around me as I build my balcony deck. Okay, let's see. Wait, those are his power tools. Oh, he's building his deck. Okay. Oh, they're in his yard. Okay, we can't really see how evil they are. Okay. Let me go back. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Okay, calm down. Just show me the.
Well, you're doing that. Cage Grant. I didn't know Jerry Lewis had DC Comics.
Oh, yeah. Jerry Lewis, Bob Hope. They both had. Jerry Lewis was funny. Yeah.
Oh, man. I love Jerry Lewis. I had no idea about the comics.
Yeah. Adventures with Jerry Lewis. Superman would appear in them.
What?
Okay, I'm trying to blow this up so people can see what a magpie looks like. It's got like a white top. And they're all, I think, if I was showing people how I'm trying to blow this up. Oh, wait a sec. Okay. But I'm trying to.
People watching and 24 likes. Hit that like button.
Yeah, hit that like button. I imported a guy all the way from Australia. Well, I can't really. I can see what it looks like, but I just can't get it so that okay, wait, maybe this will work. Okay, so there are magpies all over where Reap is. Let's see if I can share this. You can just get a visual of it. They don't look particularly evil. I believe they're evil, but they just look like a regular bird here, right here.
Yeah, you can't really see their ugly faces in that picture.
And those red eyes. God,
because you walk past them and they're looking at you like, what up? And you're like, I'm just walking home. And the birds are like, no, you're not. Don't go near me, mate. You know?
That's hilarious.
Jewish Dragons. Can I just highlight his comment back at
sure?
You,
I'm not there yet. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I can't highlight it, but I'll read it out. He goes, "Hi, gents. OmniBeau, are there any local AU comics series or creators that haven't made it across the Pacific which you would recommend?" Well, the two off the top of my head would be my mate Spedsy, as I said earlier. Go check out his stuff. That's at psychojanitor.com.
That's psychojanitor.com. Okay, go ahead.
He has books like The Devil's Toilet.
Oh, yeah, that sounded funny.
Sluggish, and many more. And the other one that I would highly recommend is one that their first issue just went out on Kickstarter, and it got funded in the first hour. It's now over. You can still buy comics. It is called Gods Among Men by the Mac Brothers, and it is phenomenal. It is absolutely amazing. Definitely go check that out, because that's going to be a pretty big comic in Australia, I'd have to believe.
And now I'll put it in the, I'll put a description in there. James put up, sorry, what is it again? Where it's like a database for all Australian creators and stuff?
Comex.
Com.x or comex.com?
Comex, COMX.com. I'm not too sure. I've got it all saved on my screen, but I'm in your screen, so I can't see it at the moment. But yeah, Comex, COMX. I think it's .net, and it's an Australian website where you can buy a whole bunch of Australian comics by Australian creators. And
then you can have them shipped to the United States, where we will feel the pain of expensive shipping to the United States.
Yeah, you certainly can. I mean, I sent Omar about 10 Australian books a couple of weeks ago, and that cost me $90 to send to him.
I have sent Super Laughhard's not in the chat that I've seen yet, but he and I have sent each other books, and I sent him an Omni, and he lives in the UK. That was like $80 to send.
Yeah.
Shipping's just gone off the chart.
Yeah, it's like there's one of my omnibuses that I've been chasing now is Werewolf by Night. And because that's out of print and you can't get it unless it's on the secondhand market. And the only ones I see here are for like $300-400. But then I see a couple that are actually not that bad in the US, but the shipping,
yeah. I think you just need to be a little bit patient on. I'm almost sure that and Tomb of Dracula will get reprinted. I've got
Tomb Draculas. I'm lucky with that.
Oh, you got Tomb of Dracula. Okay.
Yeah. Although I think there's 3 of them though, isn't there? Because I've got 2. Yeah, I don't have the third one.
You have the first 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all to see those 3 reprinted and Werewolf by Night. A lot of people really like those books, including me.
Which I never thought I'd get.
Oh, John Carter, Warlord of Mars. Are you enjoying that?
I haven't read it yet, but I've been wanting it for years. So I'm very, very happy that I finally got my own copy now.
I too would like seeing Elon on the show. Well, we'll have to see how Elon feels. He's a very private person, but if Elon wants to be on the show, I will work that out. That's how OmniBeau got on the show. He said, "I want to be on your show." And I said, "Okay." So you just have to speak up. We'll have to get Elon's feeling on it. Jeez. Yeah, I do know about that. I'm being on the stream tomorrow. I do. Wait, what are we missing? Oh, I'm going to have the same issues with Fable like 16. Yes, I know. I couldn't not get it. I totally wanted to see it. This is never going to happen. Cycle to if we pulled the curtain behind on the magic of Cycle, it would take away all the magic. Part of the fun is no one's ever seen him. We only see that he types in all caps and that he sends me food randomly. And that if we saw him in person, I feel like that would ruin the magic. Even this is the way he stays the most famous viewer.
I'm going to send you a burger one day.
He sent me, yeah, he did. He sent me a burger and shake and milkshake. And then the next week he sent me like a kind of frozen slushy drink and a wrap. And that was on Kristen's and my show. And the guy delivered it so that it was right up against the screen door. And I couldn't open the door without knocking everything over. So I got myself on camera reaching under the screen door to try and move the slushy over so I could get it. DC, yes. That's going to be fun tomorrow, seeing the top 60 DC votes. As long as Sugar and Spike's there, which it will not be.
It will not be, no.
No. Ditto on the Jonah Hex. I would love to see all the Palmiotti and Gray Omni. I'd love to see all that Palmiotti and Gray stuff on the DC poll. I went for the more obscure stuff, but the Jonah Hex stuff was number 11, and for some reason, I went with other stuff. I put Birds of Prey, and then for Chuck Dixon and Gail Simone, and I probably could have left Chuck Dixon off and put in Jonah Hex. Nothing against Chuck Dixon, but I had 2 Birds of Prey things on there. The DC show is tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is Tuesday at midnight in Australia or something. On near mint, very fine condition, 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. It's the results of the DC Omni poll that we all voted on, right?
More Superman triangle error, please.
Okay, there's OmniBeau's vote. Stacks on the floor, brilliant, great job, OmniBeau. Don't try to put your dysfunction with his. He's doing fine there. He's not asking his partner to pick up after him.
Oh no, she would tell me to get stuffed.
To what? Get stuffed?
Get stuffed, yeah.
Get stuffed, yeah. That sounds like what I think it translates well. Yeah. Yeah. Floor books. Yeah. No such thing as being too kind. Elon, people are asking for you to be on the show. Are you amenable, or would you rather be a hidden presence? Oh, Kane left the show to go wash and condition her hair. Oh, okay. You're allowed to do that, of course. You are a delight. Josh saying something nice about somebody. Warworld is my favorite Superman story ever. Yeah, it was Tony Onion on Batman. Tiny Onion. Okay, that's what I thought.
Tony Onion. That's a good name.
Ooh, Tony Onion. Yeah. Rom V Detective is excellent. Power 3 to get to it. Okay. NFL Dude's floor books are Shakira, Nausicaa, and Fanta Usagi box sets. Some creepy, eerie archives too. Right now,
yeah, I want to get those archives. I got to admit, they look good. I didn't realize they were going to be printing out so many of them.
The creepy, eerie ones.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think creepy's up to 8 and eerie's up to 5 or something like that.
NFL Dude, are those oversized or are they standard size paperbacks?
I think they're standard.
Oh, gosh, they were oversized when they came out on the newsstand when I was a kid. I collected both of those. I am happy to say that I am now so organized that the only books on my floor are right here. My new pickups. Everything is in the stack of shame, the shelf of shame in there. And I do have some books. Well, they're in the eBay queue, so that doesn't count because they're organized. This is for Justice League Dark. Both Omnis are fun reads in their own ways. Oh, yeah, Metal Men were fun, too. You're reading that hardcover DC Showcase. Okay. I've enjoyed Ron V's Detective 2, especially reads well in trades.
Is it better than Ram V's Venom for anybody that's read both?
I have not read that. OmniBeau, what's your favorite comic run?
Well,
Sounds
let
like
me tell
it's
you
probably
something, brother.
sounds like it might be spidery something.
Yeah, look, I mean, so my favorite run was a run that nobody ever liked or loved. Everybody hated, but it's got a very special place in my heart. And now, with the second time they've been reprinted, I think other people are starting to enjoy it a little bit anyway. And that is this guy right here, the
Ben.
Clone Saga Spider-Man. Over here. Anything to do with my man Ben Reilly is going to be my favorite. This is what got me into comics hardcore, that original Clone Saga. And why? Because you had this guy. This guy could have easily stolen Spider-Man's life and taken over his life, like other clone stories have done on TV and comics before. But Spider-Man was going through his most darkest time. He was so dark, he was no longer funny. At one point, he accidentally backhanded Mary Jane. He did a lot of bad, dark, evil thoughts and feelings at this time. And here comes a guy that pulls out his hand and says, I've got you. And he shows Spider-Man, he reminds Spider-Man how to be Spider-Man again. And to me, that was the true epitome of what a hero really is. This guy, as cheesy as it may sound, this guy taught me how to be a good person. And it taught me my morals. And yeah, I don't know where else to go with that. But Ben Reilly, always.
Stop right there. That was beautiful. I've never heard anybody describe it that way before, and that is beautiful. There's no shame. I mean, I've got the Silver Age dopey. I mean, God bless Supergirl, but Silver Age Supergirl is not an easy read. Only I can read that. But that's when I got into comics. Same with Legion of Heroes, Teen Titans, anything Silver Age barely makes sense. But it's the nostalgia. It's when it got me into comics, and you really love it for all the right reasons. I will hear no more bad comments about this comic book. Now that you presented it to me, I haven't read it. That wasn't my era. I wasn't really collecting. I didn't really collect much Marvel in the 90s. So I understand what happened in general enough to know who he is. But the way you just described that is beautiful. Shame on all you people that bust on Clone Saga. Shame on you.
Look, to be fair, it did go for way too long. It was a little convoluted at times, and there was a lot of twists and turns when they probably didn't need to be. However, yeah, man, I mean, Ben Reilly for life, just always, which is why I'm really heartbroken right now with what Ben Reilly's going through in the current Spider-Man titles. I just want my Ben back.
Has he been turned into Chasm or something?
Yeah, so he's now this guy.
Wait a sec. I have that same figure.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
Let's talk. Has he been turned into a symbiote? I haven't caught up.
No. I don't remember why he gets a new costume, to be honest.
It's a pretty cool costume.
It does look cool, I got to admit. But basically, he's got his memories taken away from him about how to be a good Peter Parker, I guess you'd say, Ben Reilly.
Okay.
And he's been killed and reborn over and over and over again. That the way he is now is just a shadow of the Ben Reilly that he was. Deep down, I believe he's still got that that goodness inside of him, but he's too full of negativity at the moment to be a good person, and it breaks my heart.
What run was this in? The current Zeb Wells run that this happened, or some other?
That was in the. Is it the Nick
Oh, the Nick
Hang on.
Spencer run?
Yeah, I think it was in the
Okay.
Nick Spencer. No, because they had the Spider-Man Beyond omnibus. That
Oh,
came out.
Spider-Man Beyond. Okay.
Yeah.
And that
So
came after the Nick
that
Spencer
came,
run?
that came after Nick Spencer. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So that is the Zeb Wells, then I believe.
Okay. Well, that is just a beautiful description, and I do not think that I do not think that I have ever heard it described that way. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Anybody local? Okay, you answered that question. Metalman. Spooey, how many Golden Age Superman Omnis do you have, Jess? That would be 0. I sold them all. I made a video of it. Here's a challenge for James. I made a video on it. I think it was probably 2021 where I built a big frame of all these books I was going to sell because it was all Golden Age Batman and Golden Age Superman. And I read the first books of each and I enjoyed them, but I thought, I'm not going to enjoy volumes 2 through 10 and I'm never going to read them. So, and I had to admit, I wasn't going to read any Conan either after the Barry Windsor Smith art one, which is what I grew up on. So I sold all my Conan Omnis in that one too. James, I think it's called
He's already got
curating.
it.
Yeah.
He's already got it.
Okay, let me go down here. Boom. There it is. Curate your collection and love it. That is still timely. That
I'm
is
gonna
still
watch that
timely.
right after
That when did I even say that? Not 10:06. I think it took him a minute.
this.
Let me go from the bottom. I'm so disappointed with the chasm situation. Spider-Man
Yeah.
Beyond fills the gaps between Spencer's Run and Zeb Wells. Okay. Guess I'll have to check out Ben Reilly now. Yeah, after hearing that, I'm thinking about it. Me too. Maybe after I make it through all of the silver and bronze age, which should take me until the next reprinting of the whole saga. And that does prove one thing it has been proven is those books sell. They sold through the first Clone Saga and Ben Reilly saga to the point where they had to reprint them. So people want them just like they want Nightfall, my own personal Vietnam.
I still need Nightfall Volume 3, like I think a lot of people do.
Oh, yeah.
Never been able to get that.
Okay, good. Well, no, I didn't mean to bust on it. Well, yeah, I did. I mean, I love it, but it's for the modern reader. Nothing really happens in it. She has to keep her identity secret for some reason. It's really cool when she shows up, and then it doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere until the 70s, really. Well, no. I take that back. The late 60s, he was pretty cool. But starting in 59 or whenever she came to Earth, I'm talking about her like she's a real person. I read them both as soon as I got them because they're, but I just don't know how much the modern age reader would like Supergirl. I think the modern age reader would like Silver Age Flash. Those stories are really cool. And Green Lantern, despite the subtle racism that's in that book.
In Green Lantern?
In the Silver Age Green Lantern, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't remember when I think I did an overview of this book. And at the DC has been putting in a disclaimer on some of their older books saying these are presented as they were originally published. I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah.
When racism and other types of treatment of characters was in keeping with the times or something, we present these as they are and just warn the readers or something. Well, this book didn't have that disclaimer, and I don't think a lot of people knew that this was a slur, but I did. Let me see if I can find a page with it. Hal Jordan at the at Ferris Aircraft, there was a technical guy named who would fix the engines and stuff, and he was called Pie Face, and that is a slur for Asians, which I don't know that many people knew that. It wasn't. I mean, it's not like people. I don't know. Maybe people were going around saying it. I don't. I only read about it in the comic, and it's because it refers to them as having, you know, round faces, and it's supposed to. It's an insult because it suggests that they're dumb, and Pie Face, right? Like, let's see. Let me take this one down. This is Pie. He was shortened to Pie. He figured out Hal Jordan was Green Lantern like within 2 minutes. So he's not dumb. He figured it out like before Carol Ferris or anybody, but he was called Pie Face, and they didn't include the they didn't include the disclaimer, which I thought was odd because of all the books. This is the one that needs it. He's calling him Pie Face throughout the whole thing. So I apologize to any Asians I may have offended, but that was what they said. I can't speak about the soft reprints. This is about Creepy and Eerie. I just have magazine-sized hardcovers. I don't have them all. Bought what IST had a few years ago. I wish the Ditko and Wrightson-centric books were reprinted. Oh, okay.
Magazine-sized hardcovers. That sounds cool.
That does. Rom V's Batman Detective Comics run kicks ass, says my Canadian viewer. Nice. She's passionate about it. Very good. Rom V Detective better than Venom. It reminds me of an inverse Savage Shores. Venom.
Yeah, cool.
Does. Look, you affected Booster Green. Damn, I'm all pumped up now, OmniBeau. Beautiful reason. That really was. James, you should clip that, and we should have a special channel for OmniBeau where that clip is in there, where he's describing just how much it meant to him. Do you have a favorite Justice League Dark character?
It's kind of hard for me not to like Constantine, and you know why? Because I haven't read any Constantine outside of the Justice League. I've got the Hellblazer Omnibus here by Garth Ennis. I still haven't read it, and the run. People are always going on about this Hellblazer run that is phenomenal. That goes on for like over 100 issues and
300 issues.
Yeah, see, and I need to read that. There is some classic DC stuff that I have not read. Like, for example, 3 books that are on my hit list that I keep saying I want to get is Alan Moore's Absolute Swamp Thing, because I know I'm going to dig those. But yeah, man, I mean, I like Constantine. I like Zatanna. I don't really like Deadman, to be honest.
You don't like Deadman, okay?
I don't mind him, but you know, I haven't really read his stuff on his own. But Swamp Thing I've always dug as well, from the little bit, not Swamp Thing, yeah, I was about to say Man Thing. Swamp Thing I've always dug a little bit as well. But yeah, I think what I liked about Justice League Dark is that individually, they're not characters that I would necessarily say I love, but together, they're really cool and they really work well together. And it's really great, especially from a Marvel point of view.
That's well said. We don't Zatanna, I don't think gets enough love. I know she's getting a new series coming out by Leah Williams. Wait, Zatanna, is it Leah Williams? Or is she writing Power Girl? She might be writing Zatanna too. Zatanna's coming out maybe August, September, sometime soon. Zatanna's coming out. So that's good because I love Zatanna. And Constantine, or as they say in the UK, Constantine. I always have to correct myself. Hellblazer is one of the few books I read all the way through, 1 through 300. I read all of Sandman. Well, that was only like 1 through 80 or whatever it was, 76. but Hellblazer I stuck with all the way through, and the Jamie Delano run is getting an omnibus, and that's the very first Hellblazer.
Is that the start of that 300 run?
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah,
you don't necessarily need to read them in order. The Garth Ennis run is considered like the best, but some people, I mean, Mike Carey wrote a good run. It had a ton of writers, and I actually liked it all the way through. I thought they all had different takes on him. They made him do different things, of course, and he's a despicable character throughout the whole thing, but he's also kind of an anti-hero that you like how he figures things out, and he cheats the devil like 20 different times throughout the whole series. And Tom Taylor, is he Australian?
Yeah.
He wrote a great Hellblazer book. There was a Black Label Oversize that I did recently on ranking the oversized hardcover Black Label books. That's really good.
So can I read this Garth Ennis one by itself before reading? Okay.
Yeah, you could. I mean, if you know who Constantine is, that's enough.
Yeah.
And you do.
But I think I'm going to have to get this new omnibus that's coming out because I want that whole 300 run that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, and the trades are hard to find now. Of a lot of them, they put out thick, chunky trades of them, and a lot of them are hard to find. So they're doing us a favor with those big omnis. I'm keeping my.
Are on the digital DC app.
Sorry, what was the first part?
I wonder if all 300 of those issues are on the DC Infinite app.
You know, that would be a good question because
look at it now.
Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, your hair is getting some love here. Speaking of hair, love the flow, OmniBeau. He really does have nice hair, doesn't he?
Here we go. 330 issues of Hellblazer.
Oh, there you go.
Starts with Jamie Delano.
Yeah, that's the one that's coming out soon.
I've added it to my library.
Good. You will love it. Let's see. Sugar and Spike is going to be in the write-in pile with Captain Carrot and Atari Force. Atari Force I had never heard before as a DC comic, which I had heard of Princess Amethyst, but I had not heard of Atari Force. I got the Compendium of John Connor Mars published by Dark Horse. That is in black and white. Was the one being shown here in color?
Yes, it is.
Jeff, what if Cycle is actually Omar just pranking you? I think Omar has way too much to do than just prank me. But that would be a great prank. It'd be a great twist. Right. The great and powerful humbug wizard Cycle. Right. We don't want to pull that curtain.
So your favorite DC character is Harley Quinn, isn't it?
Yeah. It is by a long shot. I read even the bad stuff the bar won't read.
Fair enough.
And after that, probably Superman and then Batman.
Yeah, see, for me, it's Superman and Green Lantern for me.
Yeah, I do love Green Lantern. I love the older Flash. I haven't been able to get into modern Flash, even though I have like all the Rebirth stuff. I haven't read it by Josh Williamson. I really do need to read it. Jeff Johns wrote a good Flash. And I do like Wonder Woman. I like Wonder Woman.
The only Wonder Woman I've ever read was the New 52 by Azzarello. Am I correct there?
Oh yeah. Azzarello. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that I've got to admit, that was really cool. I'd really dug that.
Yeah.
I want to get the George Perez stuff one day as well.
And the Greg Rucka Rebirth stuff. When Greg Rucka's writing it, Wonder Woman Rebirth, it's really good.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Super Laugh Hard said he spent close to 1,000 on shipping. Yeah, he sent us a lot of books. A lot of us, a lot of books. He sent me the most books because I'm me. But he sent a lot of people a lot of books. Yeah, he is a saint. You're right. Oh, here it is. Comex Studio. Thank you. Comex.studio/ Yeah, here's Psycho Janitor. Oh, T. Hodgins from Canada says Omni Aussie is great. It's OmniBeau, but okay.
We'll accept that.
Yeah, it's close. We have Cape Barren geese on Phillip Island. They are a pest. I want to visit Phillip Island. Magpies steal things all the time, especially shiny items like your house keys. Is that true?
Where are your house keys located for magpies to be able to get them?
You leave them out in the lawn, Elon? Let's see. Magpies. Magpies. Yeah, here's Cage's Jerry Lewis. Yeah. Oh, and Blackhawk. Yeah.
Jerry Lewis comics. My God, I have got to get those.
Yeah, and the Bob Hope ones were funny too. Jerry Lewis ones were. I think Jerry Lewis had a really long run.
Wow.
Like more than 100 issues.
I just culled my DVD collection and got rid of a heap of DVDs. And the ones that I kept are obviously everything to do with comics and Jerry Lewis movies. They're the ones that I kept.
Big Jerry fan. Okay, cool. This is a good point, James. After I get done with Krakoa, God help me, it'll be soon because I feel like I've been reading it forever. With Max, I am going to do a Deadpool and Cable Omni read through. He's willing to wait for me, which is probably going to be realistically the end of June. Especially Justice League Dark Rebirth is like 1,500 pages. But yeah, Max and I are going to read that together. True Graphic, I too like JLD Rebirth over JLD New 52. I mean, JLD Rebirth is written by both James, Tiny Onion, and Romby. What more could you possibly ask for? And let me throw in Magic Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a blessing being a comic book nerd growing up in New York and having tons of comic book friends. Well, it must be nice being you because I was a lonely comic book reader. I stood my ground and read them. Okay, I feel like I'm getting more caught up here. Marvel lost the license for John Carter.
Yes, they did. Long time ago.
I shipped a few trades to Israel and it cost $250. I stopped listening to the FedEx guy describing all the options at some point and just closed my eyes and handed over the credit card. Oh. Yikes. Well, I send all my... What's that?
Where's Jewish Dragon located?
I believe he's in the States.
It's FedEx.
I'm almost positive he's in the States because I sent him a book and it was in the States. That's why I'm sending all my floppies for the Unstoppable Bar to James, who's going to send her a care package at the end of the month. What? Oh, yeah. Nice to Kane. Love the hair. Justice League Dark character. Yep. I
feel like I should
have to check Ben Reilly now. Maybe after I make it through all of this. Oh, yeah, I already read this. Right. Beyond Spider-Man Beyond Bridge, Spencer Wells. It only exists so JR had extra months to get ahead and finish issues. Wells and JR wanted to go back to when Monthly Marvel didn't have fill-in artists. Aha, no. I kept 3 of them. These are way better written. Peace and love, but they're way better written than Superman and Batman. These are legit interesting. And yes, she does get tied up in every issue. That seems to be a thing with Golden Age Wonder Woman. I didn't write it. But that's how it is. In Silver Age Wonder Woman, I think I'm probably going to have to let go. It is not that interesting.
Super laugh hard. What's this Jerry Lewis move that would not be released and is now going to be released?
Oh, here's Super Laugh Hard. We were just talking about you like a lot. What did he just? Oh, I am way behind. What the hell? Where did you just see? Bondage DNA.
It was at,
Here's Dom of X.
12.23 for me, so that's probably what
This one. Sending to Australia is the most expensive.
is it? I don't know.
Is that the comment you were saying, or was it a different one?
Super Laugh Hard's gone. I hear there's a Jerry Lewis movie that wouldn't be released, and now it's going to be released. So I don't know what that is.
Oh, is that the day the clown cried?
Oh, okay.
That's they're going to release that? Oh, that was like a vanity project he did that I think he had to finance himself about the Holocaust. Gosh, really? They're going to release that?
Well, enough time goes by, everything gets released eventually.
Let's see. Rucka's first run was better than his second run, in your opinion, but both Rucka runs are good, though. That is true. Oh, Omni Nation's here, too. What up? I love Josh Williamson's run of Flash. That run was lit. Okay, wait. When did Dom of X show up? I'm Dom of X. Dom of X. Where did you shut up? Where did you show up? Dom of X. That's probably where Beyond Comics is here too. Late check-in from New Zealand. How's it going, guys?
We've got quite the crowd.
Turning 50 has been interesting. I'm knackered. Dude, I'm 15 years older than you. You can't be knackered yet.
Knackered.
Tamaki's writing Zatanna. There's Dom of X. That's when he first showed up. Look at his profile pic. He designed it himself. Dom of X. Leah Williams writing Power Girl, but Mariko Tamaki's writing. I lost OmniBeau. He'll be back. Let's see. I'll see if I can catch up on. Okay. He's back. Okay.
Don't know what happened there.
Not a problem. Oh, and I'm going I'm going upside down here. Omni Nation checking in. Here's Hondalorian. Hey, I love listening to Omnidog Saturdays while getting ready to either go to work or go out to party. Tonight, no show, so it's party night. Oh, to be young. Hondo is best friends with Maniac Matt, who sent me this. They are lucky enough to live in the San Francisco Bay Area and go to a lot of comic stuff. It's after 3 a.m. and I'm wide awake, like Jess in the 80s. You know a lot about me. That's kind of disturbing. I think it's a slur towards Koreans. I know Japanese made a lot of towards flatten feature. Crazy learn good old family racism. I think it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was I don't know. Pi had one of the best moments in New Frontier, but they didn't call him Pi, did they? Or did they? I don't remember that. Every issue of Silver Age Green Lantern is Carol Ferris swooning over him trying to get a date. Not true. In the first few issues, she's blowing him off and pretty savagely. It's not like Lois Lane pining after Superman. She's brutal towards Hal. Like right here. Oh, she blows him off. Get out of my face. You're just a test pilot and I own this frickin' company. Scram, punk. The Infantino early bronze years of Supergirl are pretty good. They appeal to the Mary Tyler Moore fan in me. I do have those books. I think they're trades. They're two trades of those, and I didn't even know until I discovered they existed that Infantino went back and did art for DC. So yeah, I'm happy to have those. Sharif lucked out with the Nightfall Volume 3 when IST had a sneak restock. Does he shove that in your face, or is he a good guy about it?
Yep. Nobody feels sorry for this guy. He is the he is the bane of my existence, but my internet partner as well. All love and hate Sharif.
This is the best. Okay, slur, super laugh hard, Hondo. Never read Hellblazer either. Sorry I'm late, but are either of you excited for the Punisher Max reprint?
You go first.
I already have it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So Punisher is my second favorite comic. Always. I love Punisher. So I buy everything Punisher. So yeah, I've already got it. We need more Punisher Omnis. So much out there that hasn't been done.
Yeah.
I love your picture as well, Chris.
Let's see. Were those oversized or were they smaller size? I think what am I thinking of? I feel like Garth Ennis did. Oh no, wait, maybe I'm mixing it up.
Yeah, he did Max.
What? Yeah, I'm thinking of like the Punisher. Or maybe I'm mixing it up with Fury. I think I'm mixing it up with Fury, so forget it. Yeah, no, this was great. There's Punisher by Garth Ennis and then Punisher Max, where he totally goes there. Both of those books are great. And I have yet to read Punisher by Remender.
Have you read the Jason Aaron?
I have read that. Love that one.
Yeah.
Bullseye has never been more terrifying to me than in that Jason Aaron run.
There's one scene in that book that I'll never forget where he's locked in the shower and the Punisher can't get through to him. And Bullseye's just looking up at Punisher like, I'm going to kill you. And Punisher's like, I'm going to get you. And it was just written so well.
I'm very tempted. Boy, do you still have more of these? The Batman Fugitive books, but the postage is mega ouch. And I think those, as great as Bruce Wayne Fugitive, Bruce Wayne Murder, as great as those books are, I bet they're good. They just have to announce omnis of those coming up. They've done No Man's Land. They're kind of in that zone of printing. That's a classic story. I feel like that's gonna get an omni sooner rather than later. Yes, I know it's Constantine. I always correct it. Oh, he's yelling at you. Okay.
Actually, you know what? I have to keep Sharif on my good side because I've worked out a way around to get books shipped to me. He's got an American US address that he gets books sent to. And then every month or whatever, he gets a package sent to him to Australia. So I have to pretend I keep liking him just so I can get that American US address.
Oh, smart. Reprinting Milt Caniff's Terry and the Pirates and Steve Canyon. They had no problem with Caniff's racist description of the Chinese. Wow. I totally remember this when Steve Canyon eventually turned it over to Steve Canyon stopped appearing in the strip in like the 70s and it became that other guy's, gosh, who was it? Lars, after Steve Canyon, it became Mike somebody. And in the newspaper strip that I was reading at the time, this guy would always, instead of saying Honolulu, he'd call it Honolulu, like completely making fun of the accent. And I, even back then when I was like 12 years old, I thought,
That's not
is this,
right.
is this really okay for him to say Honolulu? So I don't know if that gets reprinted, it definitely will have to have a disclaimer. There's a short Hellblazer story from issues 52 to 55 called Royal Blood that will instantly make you a fan. It's in the NS Omni, but you can read it digitally before you crack into the Omni.
Oh, cool. Thanks for that, NFL dude.
Gardena starts with Dangerous Habits. That is a classic story. Read that first few issues, you will get it. I even love Milligan's run at the end. I love Milligan's run at the end too. I think that it... No, Brian Azzarella's run is clearly the best. Yeah, I think they're all good. Dom of X saying hi to everybody. Super Laugh Heart saying hi. Josh talking to everybody. I love all the Hellblazer trades. It only took me 15 years to collect them all.
Ooh, wow.
AS is departing. I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for a really fun stream. The Omnidog fandom is global. Now OmniBeau can be global. I hope you all check him out. There's a description. I'm not leaving yet, but I'm just telling you. There's a description link in my... There's a link in my description that you click on. It will take you right to the AussieVerse. Jeez, what the hell?
Go look out for the purple logo.
Don't sleep on the hardback release of Scream. It features work by Alan Moore and Steve Dillon, amongst the other greats. Is that a 2000 AD book? Super Laugh Hard is big into the 2000 AD books. Good morning to Munin.
Morning.
Atari Force was 2 series, one kind of tie-in with the Atari video games, which I played. The second was an expansion of some Garcia Lopez creations when he was at the height of his powers.
All right.
Ooh. Okay. Wait. People are talking. Jeremy Adams' Flash run has a real Bronze Age feel to it. Same with his current Green Lantern run. Okay.
What is that?
Chill time. Matthew, the fabulous artist. Happy Saturday. My JLD Rebirth Omni showed up. That's a chonky book. It is.
What do you reckon the biggest omnibus you've got is?
It might be that. Because it would have been Immortal Hulk, but I kept my hardcovers, my oversized hardcovers. DC just does not care about putting out big monster books, which doesn't bother me. I read them on a laptop pillow and it's fine. If there's a bigger book that I own than JLD Rebirth, everybody knows my collection better than I do. What is the book that I own that's bigger than JLD Rebirth?
Did you end up getting the Hellboy monster size?
No. I do have Big Giant Sin City.
That's the same size.
That's pretty darn big.
It's the same size.
Yeah. That might be my biggest, but I don't know if it's my biggest.
Let's
see. I don't see any Marvel books that rival. No, Marvel keeps theirs reasonably sized for the most part. I know Immortal Hulk was gigantic.
So there you go.
Next
to the Big Sin City and next to Lady Death.
What do you think is the best Wonder Woman Omni? Not Silver Age. I'm only seeing. Okay, I don't have everything in omnibus form, but I have Gail Simone's Wonder Woman in omnibus, and that would be my favorite. Trying to think of what else is. Rucka, I don't think has been collected in omnibus format. George Perez has been. That's a little too wordy for me, but I understand why people want to get it. What other Wonder Woman omnis are there? Just from my own personal
one was really good.
What's that?
The Brian Azzarello one was really good.
Yeah. I have that in absolute. So that's a really good one. I think I might have traded my. No, I got that in absolute to start with because I love that art and I love that story. That's two absolutes. That's a good point though. That is an omnibus. That may be the winner, the Azzarello one, followed up by the Gail Simone one.
Oh yeah, Avengers versus X-Men. That's a big book too, actually. News Pui.
Yeah, I kept the oversized hardcovers, but both of those put together, that's a big one. Yeah.
I think Squirrel Girl was the first Marvel omnibus I decided to not buy.
I bought that on air to read with Comic Slayer.
I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was kind of more like a bet. I really didn't want to.
I appreciate that it's out there for that audience, but I just can't do it.
I wish my professor, Tom Lyle, could hear OmniBeau talk about Scarlet Spider. I remember when he felt like the world forgot about his character. He loved Robin, but Ben was his. Is that your professor at, like, art school? Or where was he your professor? Are you sure you had professors, Josh?
You calling Josh a liar?
No. Yeah. Okay, good night. And he's calling you a slacker, which tracks. Can't wait to read the Punisher Max Omni. My Fred said I'm probably going to enjoy the O'Brien character.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when your internet kicked out. In my defense, as a big Prince fan, I still party like it's 1999, which is why I feel knackered. Props to you. I mean, we're getting close to the witching hour for me. I'm gonna have to give this a 15-minute warning, which means 45 minutes, but I'm really going to try and stick to 15 minutes. This has been a great conversation with you, OmniBeau. I'm so glad I got you on.
Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I wasn't sure if when you're looking for comments, I should be coming up with a discussion or not, but I thought I better stay quiet so that way when you bring up the next comment, that's the next part of the discussion.
Oh, you wax poetically on Ben Reilly. Whenever you want to say something, I mean, I know when to shut up. That's one thing about me. I do know when to shut up.
No, this has been great, man. I really appreciate you being so accommodating and having me on so soon when I asked.
Oh yeah, it was perfect. I'm glad. Isn't knackered tired?
Yeah. I'm knackered, mate.
Yeah, knackered. I know that one. Is Green Lantern the best Silver Age book? That and Flash. Not Batman yet. Once Batman gets to the late 60s, then it'll be good.
Yeah, I bought just the volume 1 of Batman Golden Age and The Brave and the Bold volume 1. I don't think I'll go much further than that.
The one reason, let's see if I'm right. I think this first one it has unretouched Neil Adams art and unrecolored. Wait, does it? These look like modern colors, but they don't look like modern inks. No, I feel like these art by Neil Adams. Man, he did. These don't look re-inked or recolored, so I feel like this might be where you can see some unretouched. Looking at it again. No, these aren't garish colors, but they are awfully solid backgrounds for what. But they don't look like the really terrible inking that he did. What was the other one you said? Oh, and actually, the Batman's pretty. Batman Golden Age is pretty interesting because he shoots people.
Yeah.
He didn't mess around with that oath of his to not take life.
I've had this discussion with people before, and in all the Batman movies, he straight up killed people as well, and they don't realize.
Yeah, especially Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. I mean, even Michael Keaton, I think Batman, the second one, I've gone blank with the Catwoman.
The Bane one?
No. Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Batman Returns.
Right.
A guy standing behind the Batmobile, and he's on fire. Like, you've just torched somebody alive.
They announced a fugitive omnibus. Oh, and it's missing content. What? Okay, that's fair. Same with Lois and Clark. Peter Milligan is very much underrated, in my humble opinion. That's what we're talking about for Hellblazer. Here's some more plugs for your channel. YouTube and AussieVerse YouTube. I like a lot of Hellblazer, but my favorite single issue is 28, which I think was Gaiman's only story during the whole series. I will politely, but not 100% surely correct you. I think that was number 27. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm 99% sure that was 27. Happy Saturday, Phenomenal AC. Scream was a horror comic for kids. We have 15 issues, and they are all in the book. Think of Scream as a horror comic by the people who worked on 2000 AD in its glory days. Oh, and here's Spooey saying, Vengeance for the X-Men, followed by Immortal Hulk and Squirrel Girl. I do own Squirrel Girl. JLD, followed by Green Arrow. Oh, I own both Green Arrow Longbow Hunters. I do not own JLA. I kept the oversized hardcovers for Grant Morrison's JLA.
Yeah, Green Arrow Longbow Hunters, because I've never really read anything Green Arrow, but I see those omnibuses and people speak really highly of them. So I reckon I'll be getting those one day.
Those would be great. Yeah. Here's one book to absolutely avoid. Diana Prince, Wonder Woman, where even Denny O'Neil, who wrote it, regretted it, where she stops being Wonder Woman and becomes a spy in regular clothes. Even Denny O'Neil said he was sorry he wrote that. It was not good. No. God bless, rest in peace, Denny O'Neil. But yeah, it wasn't good. So did I. That's why I ordered it on, I think I got it for $60, and wasn't it a $150 book or something?
Oh, well, that's more understandable then.
Yeah, no, I didn't pay full price for that. You shouldn't either. Oh, you went to SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design. You're fancy. Tom Lyle taught my anatomy of sequential and superheroes. I can show you my degree. No. If you went to SCAD, you're the real deal. Beautiful. Really would like Hellblazer collected in Deluxe OHC, especially the Azzarello and Ennis runs. Not sure it'll ever happen, unfortunately. Who knows? With DC, you never know. That's right. I've got OmniBeau on. I got to give him 3 hours. Who knows what the future's like?
which means it's nearly 10-minute call, ladies and gentlemen. That's 10-minute call.
That's right. Oh, blowing someone off is not in the UK. Oh, blowing somebody. I got it. Not knackered. Oh no. If you blow somebody off here, you're just like going like that. I was going to go to a party, but I blew it off. This guy's on the phone. I'm going to blow him off. I understand the mix up. Now that you said it, I'll never be able to forget it. Wow. I never knew how that sounded until now. I hope your mother's not still on the chat. Tubies with Timmy. I pulled the trigger on Ben Reilly Clone Saga Omnis. All for ugh, I need an intervention. No, not if you just listen to OmniBeau. You did the right thing. Yeah, there are only so many stories you could do with Batman and Robin fighting villains on top of a giant piano or whatever. 100%. Yeah. I want to read that one Punisher run with the lady who teams up with him after her husband is killed at their wedding.
Yeah, I know the one you mean. I'd have to check my books as to which one that is exactly. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
I don't remember that one, but it sounds boss.
It's
so you don't remember.
Recent.
What's that?
It's a pretty recent one, like in the last 5 years or so, I'd have to say.
Okay. That sounds really cool. Milligan's American Scream story that began Shade the Changing Man. That's something that needs to be collected. Shade the Changing Man. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Chris, that's the Rucka Keketo series. That hasn't been collected. Okay. It was really great. That needs an omnibus. That Rucka series. Keketo. Chiquetto. What is it? Chiquetto? Chiquetto.
I think that's how I've been saying it anyway.
Jeanette Kahn, former publisher of DC, did an interview recently talking about reading and rereading Golden Age DC stories recently and finding the heroes would constantly throw villains into a vat of acid with no remorse. Yeah, let's go.
That's hilarious.
Longbow Hunters is great. I read the first volume over 5 nights and probably 15 hours. That is... Both of them are about the same... Both of them are about the same size. And yes, it's stolen plastic, of course. I don't own plastic until I'm ready to read. The best Hellblazer issue is issue 51 by John Smith and Sean Phillips. Going to a laundromat will never be the same. I'm going to have to read that one.
Man, I've really got to read this Hellblazer now. That's what this chat's done to me.
Good.
As soon as I'm done with the 4 years of X-Men, I think that's where I'll go next.
By the way, heard some Echo and the Bunnymen with a hip on the... Oh, with a hip. Yeah, great song on the radio today. Reminded me of Jess, so shout out. What station were you listening to that was so cool it played with a hip? Was that Sirius XM or like the local college FM station or something? I never hear Echo and the Bunnymen on the radio. Shout out to Jess, yeah. Oh, and here's Bunk. Jess, when was the last time you even considered going to a party and even had the chance to blow it off? Yeah, that's a good question. Bunk calling me out on my own show. Thank you, Bunk. Crime Corner is going to be hosted by somebody other than Bunk this Friday. F you, man. No, I like 5 years at best. Party. I went to lunch today. Does that count? There were 2 people with us. That was like a crowd to me. Female Snurf. What? Female Slurp. Ollie is only called Green Arrow twice, very early on in the Mike Records run. No one uses any superpowers in his 80 issues of miniseries. Very street level storytelling. Yeah, I've seen the art of the girl character. Chiquetto sure knows how to draw up pretty ladies. Okay, wait. Okay, they're making fun of.
Cappuccino.
Yes. Yeah, Cappuccino. Cy Spurrier's Hellblazer was featured in my recent Read This, Not That, where I completely trashed the New 52 and Rebirth Constantine because they were awful. Somehow they got his tone right in the JLD Dark books, but Spurrier's the one that I tell everybody read in that recent Read This, Not That. Where's that, James? I'm loving American Vampire. 4 issues remaining on volume 1. That is a good one.
I need the second volume of that omnibus. I've only got the first one.
I believe I have them both behind my Animal Man. Yes. That is a great series. Is the new Hellblazer Omnibus coming out? The start. It is. Yeah, Delano started it. I've said Chiquetto. I don't know if that's wrong, though. He definitely had some inspiration from Metal Gear Solid for his Punisher designs. Oh, Sirius XM. So were you on the I know what channel it was on. But they played With a Hip? Wow. Yeah, Bunk coming at me hard, huh? As a matter of fact, Bunk, before you came on to savagely rip me, I thanked you for sending me. You sent it to me upside down. You sent me an upside down copy of Kaiju Score 2, which I appreciated. I'm not hosting it with anybody but you, sweetie. Don't you worry. You're my guy. I'm celebrating my 50th for a year because a month is for lightweights. How about a meetup in America, peeps? Tell me when and where. Oh, you come to Washington, you can stay at my house. You can't drink in my house, but you can come stay in my house.
Drink on the lawn.
Yeah, out with the magpies. This is interesting. Breaking news. I believe Geiger Deluxe will be Remender sized.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. Okay, here we'll give a plug to our SCAD graduate, Josh Greathouse. Speaking of things to read, Bang Volume 2. Yes, I will be getting to it soon, sooner than soon. I'm quickly burning out of X-Men, so I may be doing that video sooner than you think. Oh, People Are Strange by Echo and the Bunnymen? FM alt station. At least once a day. There's so many better songs they could play from Echo. There it is. Thank you, James. Omnidogs Read This, Not That. May of 2024. I think oh God. I'm glad I put it out and I accidentally put it the right thumbnail, but I put in my DC Omnibus voting video for it. And Brett Eicher said, haven't I seen this video before? And I'm like, no, I just posted it. Then somebody came at me and said, he buys books he already owns, and now he's releasing videos he's already released. Are you okay, Jess? And I'm like, okay, wait, what's happening? And then I checked it and deleted it and put up the right one. Sorry, I'm not perfect. Super Lab Art, a pilgrimage to Heroes Con would be amazing. Both of you should come to Heroes Con. I'll go to that. Oh, yeah, I read Sarah. That was put up by TKO Books. Female Sniper in the Russian Army. That is one of his best. Everything he writes is great. Ooh, and look at OmniBeau. He pulls it. Nicely done.
Save some more coin and everyone come to the land down under and come to an Australian Comic-Con.
That's
which is nowhere near as good as an American one. But hey, do it anyway.
I'll do that. My wife on our walk today said, I really want to go to New Zealand. And I said, I didn't know you wanted to go to New Zealand. Do you want to go to Australia too? And she goes, yeah. I was like, oh, I know a couple of people in New Zealand. And now I know OmniBeau in Melbourne. And wait, what's the Sherlock lives in Canberra? Is that the capital?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he lives there. I don't know where Mitch lives. Mitch lives near the water, though. His house is like right on the water. That jerk. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, anytime, mate. Anytime. I'm trying to convince Omar when he comes down to marry me and Claudia because apparently he has that power, that religious priest power. I don't know what it is.
Oh my gosh. That has to be on the AussieVerse. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, my partner says it's cool, but Omar keeps saying, yeah. But I don't know how serious he is and doesn't realize that I'm serious.
he has the power to marry you?
Apparently.
I'd do that just for the views. That'd be fun. And I do want to go to New Zealand and Australia, but Australia is, well, New Zealand's a big country too. I don't know how, boy, we'd have to spend like a month away from home. Yeah,
it just depends on where you want to go as well. I mean, you got Queensland, which is the Florida of Australia. That's the hot, beautiful part.
The banana benders, right?
Yeah. Then you've got New South Wales, which is what the whole world thinks is our capital because of the Sydney Opera House and all of that.
Oh, okay.
Then you've got where I live, which is Melbourne, which is it's pretty. It's four seasons in one day at some point, rain and sunny, and the rest you can see on your next time.
We don't need to go to the outback at all because it's full of deadly grass and stuff.
You don't need to do that. We'll take you to some places that are outbacky enough without actually going to the outback and risking your life.
I heard of Kaiju Score Volume 1 because of Bunk raving about it. Good. Well, you'll need to read it, and tune into Crime Corner this coming Friday, Kane, my friend. June 14th through 16th, Super Laugh Art is thinking about coming to Heroes Con. I will totally go to Heroes Con if Super Laugh Art's going to be there. I'll put Hayden in my suitcase to save on fees. Hayden must have gone to bed. Just remember, Jess, our eyes view everything upside down, and then our brain reconfigures the image right side up. So technically, that upside down comic is the correct method. What are you, an optometrist, optician, ophthalmologist? How do you know that? Guessing Heroes Con is June 22nd. Okay. American Vampire, more modern Vertigo class. Oh, we're already past the 10-minute mark. Okay. Standard hardcovers are perfect for that series as the artwork was a bit rough and scratchy at times. Oh, dear. Depressed the hell out of me. Had to be setting the book down to really contemplate life after I finished it.
Those are the best books.
Bo, you could do better than Omar. Yeah, get Omnidog.
Omnidog, you come to Australia first, then by all means.
I'd beat him out. That'd be awesome. Yes, Omar did Maddie and Elliot's wedding. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Imagine that thumbnail. We could live stream it on 2 channels.
Sharif, come to Brisbane, Queensland, and we can have a show, Jess. Now, how far?
No one wants a show with you, Sharif.
Do you now is he close enough at all that you see each other in person, or is he too far away?
Yeah, he's in Queensland at the top.
Okay.
I'm in Melbourne at the bottom, but he is coming to Melbourne in another week. and I'm going to hug him and then put him in a headlock and noogie him.
That sounds right. Kaiju Score is arriving Wednesday, so I have it read by then. Awesome. The Scalped Omni. Yes. Those books have been out of print forever. I like Omar about to marry them. A video starts showing Jess already doing it. I like that. I like that idea.
That would be good, yeah.
That would be funny. Okay, we're actually at the end. I caught up finally at the end of the show. So I'm knackered and I'm not blowing you off, but I have to go to bed. And now I see how wrong that sounds. So OmniBeau, where can people find you on YouTube?
You can find us at AussieVerse, which you can find us AussieVerse everywhere, whether that be Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Just type in AussieVerse and hopefully it finds my little gang. Yeah, don't know what else you want to. So they've got AussieVerse for Life is the link on Facebook. Everything else is just AussieVerse.
And I'm not going to show that one, but no, Josh, you did not. Gary, thank you for tuning in. Thank you all. Oh, he subscribed. Jewish Dragon's already subscribed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I always, what? You're slurring your hearing there, Super Laugh Art. I say peace and love, man. Such an awesome stream. I loved every bit of it. OmniBeau has to come back. Sure. Have a great night, everyone, and see you all next time. Maybe tomorrow when I appear on Very Fine Conditions show at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we are going to be announcing the results of the top 60 most wanted DC Omnis. I appreciate all my viewers. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, OmniBeau is welcome back. OmniBeau is welcome back anytime. I have a few other people I'm working in, but this guest spot for BaturDays is working out really well. I'm getting to talk to a lot of interesting people. OmniBeau, you've been great. I'm glad we made a friendship. I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you very much. You let me know when the next time and I'll be there.
Okie dokie. And I know not at 1 p.m. my time, because that's like 4 a.m. your time or something.
Whatever time it was that started this show is perfect.
Okay, 8 p.m. my time. Okay, good. Peace and love, peace and love. I'm also on Instagram occasionally, but I'm in Discord, my Discord more often. I think James already put it up, of course. He may have put it up. There it is. Yeah, my Discord is fun. If you want to come there, talk. There we go. Thank you. So peace and love, peace and love. Thank you, everybody. This has been a lot of fun getting to know OmniBeau, and we will see you again. Oh, and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. my time is the live collected editions show with Webhead. And no, I'm going to keep it because reasons. It took Geo forever to put that show, the intro together, and then the song is great, which I paid for. So no, it's staying with the Minister, BaturDays, and just it's like the Tonight Show back when Carson was on. When we that will mean nothing to you, OmniBeau. When he had revolving guest hosts. So I'm going to use my song to play us out. And peace and love, and look forward to seeing OmniBeau again soon. Peace and love.
Thank you, everybody.
BaturDays, BaturDays, BaturDays. Omnidog in the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the bad.